A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Counterspy, calling Washington.
United States Counterspies, especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad.
Tonight, the case of the Hijacked Country, a thrilling counter-spy report to the American people. One evening in the assembly hall of Counterspy headquarters in Washington, Chief David Harding was addressing a Counterspy training group of over 100 young men and women.
Lecture 17, Technique of Modern Revolution. In years to come, many of you will serve in foreign posts, and I want you to know how a few daring individuals can seize an entire country. In former times, pitched battles were fought. In modern times, control is cleverly seized by shrewdly planned action. Battles come later. Maybe. Now, this technique of revolution may also be used for other purposes. As we learned when I recently sent my assistant, Harry Peters, to Costaguana in South America, where, as you know, the United States is interested in Las Rosas pitchblende mines for uranium. Peters.
Yes, Mr. Harding.
With that map, will you tell the group something about Costaguana?
Well, Costaguana lies on the east coast of South America, neighboring on Puerto Blanca. Spanish is the language of the population, mostly farmers and ranchers, of 1,200,000. A close friend of the United States, Costaguana has no army, only a national police force of some 800 men. Las Rosas pitchblende mines are in the mountains, here. And that was where I reported to the administrative officer, one Colonel Juan Martino. Easy, Chico. Easy, boy. I beg your pardon, Colonel Martino?
Yes, senor?
I'm Harry Peters, United States Counterspies. My credentials and orders to report to you, sir.
Ah, Senor Peters, welcome to Las Rosas Mines. Did you have a good journey?
Fine, thank you, sir. I flew to Porto Alegre and then took ship to Costaguana, and by horse up here into the mountains. I'm surprised that road can't be used by cars and trucks.
Next year we plan to build a new highway, Senor Peters. Have you seen yet the counter-spy you will replace as security officer?
Jorgensen? Yes, sir, I have. He's very anxious to start the long trip home.
Yes, no doubt.
You know, Colonel, I've never seen such beautiful mountains. The contrast with the tropical seacoast is amazing.
And the life, too, Senor Peters. Here we work day and night. 2,000 miners and their machines to get pitchblende. But in the tropical climate of the coast, there is relaxation, gaiety. And, of course, it is down there they make the political troubles.
Mm-hmm.
I hope there will be no troubles while you are here.
Tell me, how often do you deliver pitchblende ore to the coast, Colonel?
Oh, once a month, senor. In fact, a shipment is about to leave. Here, come. The one manner of working will interest you, ours, and you should know all the details in any case.
Do you keep an armed force here, Colonel?
A few men, senor. But when we send the ore down to the port, police are sent from the capital to various danger points on the road. We take no chances.
I see. My duties, I understand, include riding down with the ore shipment next month.
Yes. But this time, of course, you need not go, since the other counter-spy starts his journey home. Here we are.
Well, that's quite a sight, Colonel.
You see those carts
It's drawn by 8 mules with bells and handled by a driver and a reliefman. Oh, yes. Now they are about to start.
So long, Jorgensen. Give my regards to Mr. Harding.
Better. Come in. Wait, Pascal. Stand right there.
Senor Fulton, you put a hole in my new hat.
I ought to have put it in your head, Pascal. I've been waiting for you for 2 weeks. When did you arrive from Costaguana?
An hour ago, Senor Fulton, and I stopped on the way only to buy this new hat. Costaguana, the hats are not good. I must always buy them here in Puerto Blanca. Now I must buy another.
You and your hats. Have you any news?
See. Last Senor Fulton. All is in readiness.
Men?
100 men you can trust to the day.
Weapons?
Submachine guns, 80. Garand rifles, 20. Automatics, 40.
Yes.
And grenades, 6 for each man. Ammunition, more than enough. Knives, 1 for each man.
Good. Technicians?
5 men. Experts in all means of communications. Telephone and radio.
And the next shipment from the mine?
Well, one shipment left the Las Rosas mines 3 weeks ago. The next will go in next Tuesday.
And the shipment is worth? How much would you say, Pascal?
Quien sabe? $1 million? $2 million?
10 million.
I am overcome by amazement, Senor, every time I reflect upon this scheme of yours. To steal an entire shipload of uranium ore.
Steal a shipload? Why, Pascal, we're going to hold up an entire country. The greatest hijack in history. Making prisoners of over 1 million people for as long as we need. And right under the noses of the whole world. Why, we'll knock their eyes out. Like this. 1, 2, 3.
Soon, Senor Peters, this vein of the mine will be extended another 500 feet into the mountain.
I see. How long will the mine last, Colonel?
Well, the experts tell me 50 years, Senor. But let us hope that before that the world will have no more need of uranium for bombs, but only for peace.
You can double that, Colonel.
You have seen almost everything, Senor. Shall we go back to the surface?
I'm ready. I make my first trip with the card convoy on Tuesday. I've got some reports to send first to Washington, just saying everything under control.
In a moment, Senor Fulton, we will be at the presidential palace of Costaguana.
No danger of President Ramos changing my appointment, is there, Pascal?
Oh, no, Senor. He's a mild little man, a former professor at the university. And your appointment was made by important friends of ours. While you are with him, 2 of our men will stay in the anteroom and make sure no one intrudes.
And it is an honor to Costaguana, Senor Fulton. And so many important American businessmen like yourself come here to help develop our country.
I appreciate your feelings, Mr. President.
Now, I wish you to tell me in what way I can help. As President of Costaguana, I am anxious to convince our good friends of North America that we will do everything...
Mr. President, you don't have to convince anybody in the States. Just me, right here in your office.
But you produce a pistol. I do not understand this kind of American joke.
It's no joke, Mr. President.
I am the president in the very center of our capital city. It is incredible.
You mean you don't believe I'd kill you?
Kill me?
All you have to do is to believe your eyes. Look at this gun. Think about a bullet coming out of it, aimed at your chubby little body.
I understand. But why do you do this?
I'm taking over your whole country. For a day, 2 days, a week. As long as I need it.
Revolution. But you must have an army, thousands of men. You...
Mr. President, I am pulling my revolution with just 100 men in the modern way.
You are a madman, Senor Fulton.
Am I, Mr. President? Why, your country has no army, so I need only 3 points of control. You for the top authority, communications, and the police. With those in my hands, everything will seem to go on as before, except for this gun aimed at your stomach. The greatest hijack in the world, the whole country. Simple, isn't it, Mr. President?
Take your 5 men into this wing of the building, the telephone section. Proclaim the revolution in the name of the people, and kill any of those people who make trouble. What? Luis, send men into the radio and telegraph section. Take control. And keep everything going as usual. What? All right, the rest of you, with me into this wing. The administration. Come. Attention! What is men, take your position. All right, all of you. Listen. We proclaim a revolution in the name of the people. No one will be hurt unless he makes trouble. Go on doing your jobs as if nothing had happened. If you fail or try to escape, look at my men all around the room. And look at their guns. You, senor. You are the director of communications?
Si, but please have your revolution, but do not disturb us.
You will make no trouble?
Oh, no trouble. I only want everything to go smoothly. It is very hard to make things go smoothly. I do not want your revolution to disturb everything.
Very good. A healthy way to feel. The rest of the building is already in our hands. A man trying to escape. Shoot him, you fool! Silence! Silence! That is what happens to anyone who makes trouble. Is that clear? Now, Senor Director, you will pick up that telephone and connect me directly with the office of Presidente Ramos.
What?
The direct private number.
This is the only. Please do not disturb the communication.
I will take that telephone.
Hello.
Senor Fulton, it is Pasco. We are in total command.
Good work. And on time, too. President Ramos has just signed his first order. But, of course, you know what it is.
Si, Senor Fulton. We will transmit that order at once.
To Chief of National Police, an order from the President to remove all police from their positions along the road from Las Rosas mine. Presidente Juan Ramos.
Now, Mr. President, do I pull this trigger, or do you telephone this next message I've written out for you?
Very well. Hello? You will send this telegram to Las Rosas mine by order of Presidente Ramos. Emergency. To safeguard the pitch blende. The shipment will be taken by the convoy not to the freighter USS Flygull as previously ordered, but to the independent freighter at Pier 14. Signed, Ramos, Presidente.
Urgent message from Mr. Harding. This is Peters in Costaguana. Just received orders signed by President Ramos to divert current pitchblende shipment from regular ship to another. Colonel Martino in command here, not disturbed, but I am. Also, farmers from neighborhood report that all police have been removed from danger points along highway. Fearing political trouble, I am requesting investigation and return advice. Call 030. Every hour on the hour.
destination in about 2 hours.
Thanks, Edward. I'm seriously worried by Peter's latest reports. They suggest a revolution. We'll have to land in Puerto Blanca across the frontier from Costaguana. I wish I knew what's happened to Peter.
Senor Peters, the convoy is ready to leave the mine.
Colonel Martino, I beg you once more, telephone the President's office for a confirmation of this order to deliver to a different ship.
I'm a soldier, senor. I cannot question orders.
Colonel, look. Just arriving. Isn't that a detachment of mounted police?
Ah, yes. You see, senor, your fields were fully.
Martino?
Así.
Martino, I am Captain Potts. I have orders to escort the convoy to the harbor with these 50 men.
Very good, Captain Pascal. This is Senor Peters of the United States Counterspy.
Ah, you will be with us, senor?
Yes.
Colonel Martino, do you know this man?
No, but still he has the order.
Colonel, the police have been removed, and now this officer you don't know with a police detachment you didn't expect.
See, Senor Peters. Captain Pascal, will you and your men please dismount? The convoy cannot start. The women's waiting.
Wait. My orders are to start at once.
Captain, you take your orders from the colonel.
I do not take any from you, Counterspy. And arrest the Americans.
Wait, Captain.
Be quiet, Colonel.
What?
You will be shot next, Counterspy, unless you do obey orders.
Not your orders.
Pascal, come back here. Captain, he is running away. Sergeant, take 2 men and follow him. The rest of you, start the convoy.
Mr. Harding, we're coming down to land.
Yeah. Hope this plane isn't too big for the landing strip.
Here's the boat.
All right, Edward. Let's go.
Oh, that's Peter.
Yeah.
Mr. Harding. Got here safely.
Hello, Peter.
Hi, Edward.
Well, good to see you, Peter.
And a narrow squeak, huh?
Yes, after I broke away from that phony police captain, Pasco, 3 men trailed me for about 6 hours as I headed for the border in this rendezvous point.
Yeah?
I lost them early this morning.
Peters, we've had some reports during our flight from the secret listening post we maintain in Costaguana.
Yes?
There doesn't seem to be a real revolution going on. Neither the radio broadcasts nor the newspapers have mentioned it. But communications and the police and President Ramos seem to be under outside control.
All to steal that shipment of ore.
That's scheme, Mr. Harding. Well, who's at the head of it, Peters?
No idea at all.
Well, whoever it is certainly understands modern methods. All he sees were the 3 things he needs most: authority through the president, force through the police, and communications.
But why steal a shipload of pitchblende ore?
Well, it might be transferred to other ships at sea under the orders of some country that needs uranium. They'll all have scattered before anything can be done.
What are our chances now, Chief?
Have you got your shortwave radio, Peter?
Yes.
Now, we'll use that to reach our listening post in the capital of Costaguana. Pull together a force of armed men. Now, we'll meet them at the seaport at the point where the highway from the mountains reaches the dock area. Let's go.
Come in, Pascal.
Si, senor. I see everything is calm elsewhere in the presidential palace.
And it's calm in here, too.
Ah. El Senor Presidente. He sleeps.
Collapsed. I'm dead myself. Haven't slept for 48 hours. Have you got any news since that counterspy escaped you?
Si. When I came into the city just a while ago, I obtained several reports from our own observers. There are rumors around the city of other counterspies.
Other counterspies?
Si.
How did they get into the country without my knowing?
Rumors say they came from over the frontier.
And you've got to assign men, not police, but some of our own men, to hunt them down and kill them.
I will do so.
Now, the convoy to the mine. It's due to arrive at the ship at 7 tonight, right?
In 2 hours.
Good. You go and send the men out after those counterspies, then phone me here and I'll join you at the ship. Now go on, get going. Hold it, men. Now,
we've overpowered the outside guards of the communications building. Now the big job. The administration wing. I'm afraid we can't take it without violence.
There must be a lot of the regular personnel being held in there, Mr. Harding.
We'll have to break in and warn them fast before any shooting starts.
That's my job.
Attention, everybody. Throw yourselves on the floor. Abajo.
Please do not disturb everything.
You men with machine guns, surrender. All right, men, fire.
From United States Counterspy, Chief of National Police. Criminal revolutionary plot exposed. Attempt to steal entire shipload of pitch Splendor. Your loyal cooperation requested. We have just learned that the convoy is already at the dock. Please concentrate every available man at Pier 14. Counterspies will meet you there.
All you men, unload those carts onto the ship, and fast. Pastor.
Sí, Senor Costa.
These are our men. Keep the loading going fast. Sí. The whole job has to be done in 6 hours. Ship sails with the morning tide, and we've got to be ready.
Sí, Senor. I will get
Fulton! Here's John Fulton on this dock.
Senor, name? Who wants John Fulton?
This is David Harding, United States Counterspies. The entire dock is surrounded by 500 armed police. We call on you to surrender.
No surrender, Harding.
It's my duty to warn you to try to save the lives of innocent people. If you personally do not surrender, we attack.
Senor Fulton, we are defeated. Not yet, Pastor. Maybe they'll get me, but I get Harding first. Get out of my way.
What's your answer, Fulton?
I'm coming. You men, clear out of my way. Senor,
Oh, my goodness. Look.
Which one of you is David Harding?
I'm Harding, Fulton. Tell your men on this dock to drop their weapons. You drop that pistol.
The light's not good here, Harding. Step out where I can see you better.
With pleasure. But don't try anything. There are 5 rifles aimed right at you. Can you see me clearly enough now?
Yes. Do you know what you've done, Harding? You've spoiled the biggest crime in history. Hijacking a whole country.
It was well planned, Fulton. You wasted a good brain on a useless crime.
I'll be famous forever, Harding.
For this scheme of yours?
Yes. And also because I'll be the man who killed you.
We got it, Chief. The rest of you men, surrender.
He didn't hit you, did he, Chief? I threw myself aside as he fired. One bullet got me in the arm, the left eye.
We'll get you to a doctor.
No, it's a flesh wound. We can bind it up for a moment. I guess a little blood's a cheap price to pay for putting this fellow Fulton out of the way. Peters, what an amazing waste of ability.
Tonight's Counterspy program originated in New York and was directed by Leonard L. Bass, dramatized by Paul R. Milton, and featured John McLaughlin and Mandel Kramer with music by Jesse Crawford.
Pepsi-Cola, P-E-P-S-I. That's your smartest cola buy. Pepsi-Cola presents Counterspy.
Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy. Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy.
Harding, Counterspy.
Calling Washington.
United States Counterspies, especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad.
Tonight, the case of the murdered Confessor. A thrilling counter-spy report to the American people. Brought to you each Tuesday and Thursday by delicious Pepsi-Cola. And now, another report to the American people. In your family's interest, listen to these findings. Recently released by the United States Testing Company, Incorporated.
After thorough and impartial tests, Pepsi-Cola proved of highest purity. Pepsi-Cola has more quick food energy and value, ounce for ounce, than any other leading nationally known cola.
Yes, tested, compared against all other leading nationally known cola drinks. Pepsi-Cola won out. You get the best and twice as much in delicious Pepsi-Cola. And now to Counterspy. On a side street in Washington, D.C., a man walked slowly along, clutching a paper bag and peering at the numbers on the doorways. Suddenly, he stopped, mounted the stairs of a shabby-looking house, and pushed the bell marked Dr. Gregor.
Yes?
Is Dr. Gregor in?
Have you an appointment with him?
No, I have suddenly become ill. I have eaten too much candy.
What kind of candy was it?
Turkish candy.
Oh? What is it called?
Halva.
Just a moment.
Yes?
Dr. Gregor, there's a man here. Says he's ill from eating too much candy. I think you'll want to see him.
Send him in, Sonia.
Go right in, please.
Thank you. Dr. Gregor?
Yes?
I have eaten too much of my native candy.
What kind of candy did you eat?
Turkish candy. Halva.
Oh. You are Burov, eh?
Yes.
When did you arrive?
Last night in the United States, an hour ago in Washington.
Sit down. You have your instructions?
All but the time and the place.
So, Murak will arrive at the same airfield on which you landed. At 3 this afternoon.
I shall be there.
You must not fail.
In my business, one cannot fail. I have practiced it all over the world.
Good. That is all, Burov.
Goodbye, Doctor. Long live...
Shut up and get out.
Yes, of course.
Yes, Dr. Kreger? Come in here, Jensen. Well, did you get his pictures, Jensen?
Yes, several.
All right. Develop them at once, and then study them carefully.
Yes, sir.
Wait. It is a uniform of the Washington Police Force.
Yes, Doctor.
You will put it on and go to the airport.
Yes, Doctor.
Pose as one of the policemen guarding the crowd, but make certain to be near the man whose picture you have just taken.
Yes, Doctor.
After he has done his work, shoot him. Remember, he too cannot leave that airfield alive.
This is your radio reporter, Ben Pervin, broadcasting from the airfield in Washington, D.C. We're awaiting the arrival of Igor Murak, the diplomat who escaped from behind the Iron Curtain and fled to the American sector in Berlin just 3 days ago. He's been rushed to the United States, as you know, by special plane. I see an official automobile of the State Department has just driven up, and now some important officials are going out onto the field. And here's the plane, ladies and gentlemen, coming in for a landing now. In just a moment, we'll see the man who dared to renounce his country and flee to the protection of the West. The plane is now slowing down near the little knot of government officials out there, crowds being held back by police. And now the plane has finally ground to a stop. Reporters and photographers are starting to race out onto the field. Attendants are rolling portable stairs up to the plane. The door is opening, and Mr. Muroc is stepping out, waving his hat to the crowd. Photographers' bulbs are popping, movie cameras. A shot! Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Muroc has just been shot!
This is David Harding. Wherever my assistant Harry Peters is in Counterspy headquarters, drop what you're doing and check local police precinct 17. Police badge number 7683W. Then meet me outside the State Department building with my car. That is all.
Sit down, Mr. Harding.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
You know, of course, Muroc is dead.
Yes, I got the report just before I came over.
It's a heavy blow. He had invaluable information for us. Acting on it, we might have been able to safeguard the peace of the world for years.
Well, they were determined that it not get to us. There were 7 counterspies at the airfield, besides the regular local police detachment.
Determined and desperate. We've got to catch them and catch them fast.
We'll do our best, of course.
Harding, we must prove to the world that people can come over to the camp of free men and come over safely.
Well, I'll take charge of this case personally, Mr. Secretary.
Good.
We'll let you know the moment anything breaks.
Somewhere behind that iron curtain, Mr. Harding, other men are waiting to exchange information for freedom. But now they'll wait to see whether we can protect them. We've got to convince them we can.
Over here, Dave.
All right, Peter.
Did you check the police precinct?
Yes. Dave, there is no such police badge as 7683W in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I talked with the captain who assigned that detail of men to the airfield, and he's positive that the man must have joined the squad after they got to the field.
What about the men?
Well, I talked with every one of them. Now, none of them ever remember seeing him before. He was a phony cop, Dave.
I thought so.
Where to now?
General Hospital. The assassin who shot Muroc's there.
All right. Get in the car, Dave. Have you given orders to round up all the known foreign agents?
No. We know where to find them when we want them. They're too smart to have anyone who's been operating in this country for any length of time do this job. They wouldn't take that chance.
Figure the fellow who killed Muroc is from outside the country.
That's my hunch.
What about the phony cop?
We'll get to him later.
Was Muroc's assassin badly wounded, Dave?
Unconscious when they took him off the field.
You better go a little faster, then.
That's a good idea. Use that siren. Hello, Stevens.
Hello, Mr. Harding. Mr. Peters.
Everything quiet?
Yes, sir, except for the reporters.
Oh?
They've gone over to your office to get a story from you, Mr. Harding.
Good. That'll keep them busy for a while.
How is he, Stephen? I don't know, Peters. The doctor's in the room with the assassin now.
Come on, Peters. We'll go inside.
Right.
Remember, Stevens, nobody gets inside but the hospital staff.
Yes, sir.
I'm David Harding, Dr. Harris. This is my assistant, Mr. Peters.
Oh, glad to know you, gentlemen.
Can we speak to him, Doctor?
Well, I'm afraid not, Mr. Harding.
Is he still unconscious?
No, but one of the bullets tore away his larynx. He'll never talk again.
Do you think he'll live?
Well, it's a little early to say. He's rallied pretty well under the plasma and the transfusions we're giving him.
He's a very important prisoner, Doctor. At the moment, the most important we have.
Yes, I understand, Mr. Harding. We'll do our best.
One of our men will be in constant attendance, Doctor.
I'm afraid I'll have to ask him to stay out in the anteroom, Mr. Harding.
Well, that's all right, Doctor.
Thank you.
Come on, Peter. Good day, Doctor.
Good day, gentlemen.
Bye. Now, Peters, you stay here in the hospital. I want you to handle things from this end. I'm going back to the office. If anything breaks, I'll get in touch with you.
Right, Chief.
Come on, Stevens. Let's get back to the office. I've got work to do.
Sonia.
Jensen.
Is Dr. Grigg in?
Inside. We were listening to the radio.
And he knows, huh?
Yes.
Well, it couldn't be helped.
You'd better go into him.
Yeah. Leave this package here.
Johnson.
Doctor,
You bungling fool, he's still alive.
It couldn't be helped.
That is no excuse.
I shot him 3 times. The man must be made of iron.
Then you should have shot him 4, 5, 6 times if necessary.
I tried, but a counterspy grabbed me. Had a hard time getting away in the excitement.
He's got to be put away. That man cannot be allowed to live.
If he's dead by now.
The radio just announced that he is alive, but cannot talk. It gives us a little time yet.
They might be lying.
These capitalist simpletons are too naive to lie. They worship gossip under the guise of freedom of the press.
Well, what do you propose we do, Doc?
Shut up! I'm trying to think. You get rid of that police uniform?
It's outside.
You fool. Put it in the furnace.
Yes, sir.
Wait. I'm not finished with you. Are you recognized by that counterspy?
No, I'm sure of that.
Good. Now listen to me. They have taken him to General Hospital. You will have to go there and finish the job.
They won't let me in to see him, will they?
Of course not, you idiot. There will undoubtedly be a guard there.
I don't see how
you will have to pose as a hospital orderly and gain admittance to his room that way. After you have dispatched him, come back here.
All right, then.
Here, take this knife and do your work quietly. But this time, Jensen, do not bungle it, or else you will be sent back to answer to the Central Committee itself.
Just a moment. Where are you going?
I must tend the patient in this room.
Are you a doctor?
An orderly. You?
I'm his guard.
Oh.
What are you going to do for him?
Well, he's got to have another transfusion.
I thought only doctors gave transfusions.
Well, practically a doctor.
Do you know how to give a transfusion?
During the war, I gave thousands of them. I was with the medical corps.
I see. Well, if the doctors think it's okay, I suppose it's all right.
Thank you. You'll see that I'm not disturbed, won't you? Patient as ill as he is must have absolute quiet when he gets a transfusion.
Sure. I'll see that no one gets in. That's what I'm here for.
Well, thank you.
Finished so soon?
Yeah, the plasma is going in on him now.
Well, where are you going?
For more plasma. I'll return in just a moment. Meanwhile, make certain that no one enters that room. If he did, it'd be fatal.
Peters to Harding. Peters to Harding.
Harding to Peters. What is it, Peters?
It went just as we planned it, Dave.
Good. Where are you?
In my car, C Street, Northwest. I trailed suspect 1 here. He's gone into a Dr. Gregor's office at number 23 and a half.
Good work, Peters.
I'm going into the doctor's office myself, Dave.
Well, give us 10 minutes before you do. We'll cover you. Oh, anything else?
Yes. There's an automobile parked across the street with a doctor's emblem on it. I figure it's Dr. Gregor's car. It's been there for hours. I checked for dust and tire marks. And, Dave...
Yes?
Before I go in, I'm going to put this walkie-talkie under the rear end of that car. I'll set it on continuous wave oscillation, so if anyone leaves in the car and we want to follow, the boys can pick it up with a direction finder.
Good. Now, Peters, are you going to pose as a patient?
Yes.
Then park your gun. The doctor may examine you. You don't want to arouse suspicion.
All right, Dave. Tell me, have you got a cover on the hospital?
Yes. Now, synchronize your watch with mine. You ready?
Ready.
14 and a half coming up. 3, 2, 1, woof.
Check.
Remember, don't start for 10 minutes.
Right.
Good hunting, Peters, and watch your step.
I know, Dave. These fellows are playing for keeps.
In a moment, back to Counterspy, presented by delicious Pepsi-Cola. Have you heard about those tests by that famous laboratory? Have you heard the latest news in the Pepsi-Cola story?
Yes, there's big news about Pepsi. The cola you've always known was most delicious, the cola you've always known was best value, is now shown to be the cola of proven highest quality. That's right. The U.S. Testing Company, Incorporated, reports you get more quick food energy more quick food energy, ounce for ounce, in delicious Pepsi-Cola than any other nationally known leading cola drink.
Yes, your Pepsi is really top. Tastes the top, is the top, and gives the most. So go ahead, enjoy that extra zing and bounce delicious Pepsi gives you. Insist on it wherever you may be. When you stop at the fountain, make sure you say,
Pepsi, please.
When you stop at a stand, make sure you say,
Pepsi, please.
And at the store, get Pepsi in the money-saving carton of 6 big 12-ounce bottles. Pepsi's 6 bottles serve 12 refreshing glassfuls, twice as much. So save money and get the best. Come on, sing the Pepsi song with us.
Pepsi-Cola, it's a spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Twice as much and better too. Pepsi-Cola is a drink for you. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola.
Now back to Counterspy. David Harding's assistant, Harry Peters, has just trailed the fake medical orderly to the office of a doctor. And now, posing as a patient, he has gone in himself.
Could I see the doctor, please?
Do you have an appointment?
No.
I'm sorry, but the doctor sees patients only by appointment.
Well, miss, I feel pretty sick, and I was in hopes that...
What is it, Sonia?
Dr. Gregor, this gentleman wants to see you. I told him you saw patients only by appointment.
What is wrong, my friend?
Well, doctor, I was walking along the street, and suddenly I got very dizzy. I thought I was going to faint, so
Perhaps you had better come in and let me have a look at you.
Thank you.
See that we are not disturbed, Sonia.
Yes, doctor.
Now, suppose you tell me about this dizziness.
Well, as I said, it just came on me all of a sudden. I was just walking along, and suddenly I got very dizzy.
Had you ever experienced this condition before?
No.
Would you remove your coat, please?
All right.
You can hang it on the back of that chair, then.
Thank you.
You know, a dizziness such as you have just experienced could have been caused by a constriction of the blood vessels because of some weight. Say, for instance, a shoulder holster and gun, which I notice you are not wearing as usual. Mr. Peters.
You know me, hmm?
Do you take us for fools? Do not move, my friend. It would prove fatal for you and embarrassing for me. Jensen! You bungler! Do you see now whom you have brought to our nest?
The hospital guard.
Hospital guard nothing. He's Peters of the Counterspies.
I didn't know he was following me, Dr. Gregor.
You never know anything. You've got to get out of here. Inform Sonia and then bring the car around to the alley. Wait. Give me your gun.
Yeah.
All right. Now, quick.
Running won't do any good, Gregor. We're bound to get you.
Yes, that is a matter of speculation, Peters. Right now, I have you. Though I would rather have your superior, Harding.
I guess you would.
Someday I shall, my friend.
Jensen has the car at the side door, doctor.
All right, good. Get my doctor's case on. Make sure it has a hypodermic in it.
Here it is.
Good. Oh, look in that cabinet. You will see a vial there.
The one marked SA?
Yes, put it in the case.
Anything else?
No, that's all. Are you ready to leave with us?
Yes.
All right. Put on your coat, Peter.
Where are we going?
For a drive.
All set, Dr. Gregor?
No, not just yet, Jensen. Open the top drawer of that steel file. There are some long cylinders there.
I got them.
All right. Put one in the outer office. Unscrew the cap when you do. I will do the same with one here. Then let us get out. We haven't much time.
I was coming to the building as you warned when suddenly flames shot out of a window. I ran for the firebox. It was a block and a half away. Then I came back here after notifying you.
Peters was in that building.
Peters?
Where's the fire chief?
Right over there.
Come on.
Please let me through here.
Chief,
Yes?
David Harding, Counterspy. One of my men was in that building.
Oh, Mr. Harding, well, he wasn't when we went in. My men went through it from top to bottom.
Oh, well, did you see anything of a car in front of the place when your men came up?
They'd moved that car to the alley, Mr. Harding. I watched them. The man who moved it went back into the house.
And they must have been getting ready for a getaway. They set the fire and left while you turned in the alarm.
Yes, it was set, all right. From my war experience, I'd say that fire was set with magnesium.
Well, Chief, we'd like to go through the building when you've got the fire out.
Well, if there's anything left, Mr. Harding.
Thanks. I'll leave some men with you. Come on, Stephen.
Where to, Mr. Harding?
Back to my car. I want to call for some men. And then get on that direction finder.
Just up ahead, Jensen. Turn into that private road.
Yes, sir.
All right, Peter. Get out. Sonia, bring my case, please.
Yes, Dr. Gregor.
Jensen, put the car in the barn, and then join us inside.
Right, Doctor.
All right. Come along, Peter. Inside, fast. Take that chair, Peter. It's the straight-back one.
As you say.
Jensen, you have come just in time. Tie him to that chair.
Yes, sir.
If you struggle, Peters, I will shoot you.
I know when I'm licked.
You are a wise man, my friend. Sonia, prepare that hypodermic with the fluid from that vial you took out of the chair.
What is it, Dr. Gregor?
Sodium amytal, the so-called truth serum. When he gets a shot at it, he won't be able to help himself. He will talk.
All tied, Dr. Gregor.
Good.
Here's the hypodermic, Doctor. All loaded.
Thank you. Hold my gun, Sonia. Now, Peter, this won't hurt a bit. You see? That is all, Peter. Now we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Your eyelids are beginning to droop. Good. 10, 11, 12, 13. That's it, Peter. Relax. Take it easy. That's it. Now, Peter, how did you know Jensen?
Watched.
Where?
Hospital.
Where did you watch in the hospital?
Outside the door. A wounded man.
What did you see Jensen do?
Go inside.
Did you see what he did when he went inside?
Yes.
So, you saw him kill Bullock?
No.
What?
No.
Didn't you see him stab Bullock?
He didn't stab Bullock.
He's lying, Dr. Gregor. I stabbed him 6 times in the heart.
Shut up, Jensen. Who did he stab, Peters?
No one.
Doctor, I take it up, you fool.
What did he do, Peters?
Stabbed dummy.
The dummy? Jensen, you will pay for this.
You shut up.
Peters, where was Bullock?
Moved to other room.
And you put a dummy in his room?
Yes.
Why?
Fool you.
You knew we were coming after Bullock?
Yes.
How?
Broadcast reports of Bullock's improvement.
You tricked us into believing he was better, huh?
Yes.
How did you know we would come to kill him?
Harding figured you would. Too dangerous to live.
These dogs are smarter than I thought. Peter, where is Harding? Peters, answer me. Where is Harding?
On way here.
Here? How would you know where to find us?
Follow frequency signal.
Where is the signal?
On your car.
Jensen, Sonia, we will have to leave here immediately and get out of the country, too. They know us. We can be of no further use to the call.
But, Doctor, the only one who knows us who's seen us is Peters.
Yes, you're right. Give me the gun, Sonia. Thank you.
Dr. Gregor, you killed Jensen.
Fool. You bungled the thing from the beginning.
But Peters.
I will kill him a different way. Give me the hypodermic.
Will that sodium amytal kill him, too?
No, I have something better.
Stand where you are. Put up your hands.
You will never take me!
All right, Mitch. Put up your hands.
You'll never make me talk.
We won't have to. We heard the whole thing. And Gregor is only wounded. He'll talk. A man like him always does.
Chief, we better get Peters untied.
Just a moment, Stevens. He's still under the influence of the drug. This is an opportunity I'll never have again. Peters, where were you on the night of June 13th? No, you better not answer that, Peters. On time, Stephen. Let's go.
Well, that takes care of an international intrigue. Now let's take care of the refreshments. Bring on those big, big Pepsis and have delicious Pepsi-Cola all around. Tastes good. You just can't match Pepsi's fresh, tangy flavor. And there's plenty for two of you in Pepsi's big 12-ounce bottles. Get Pepsi by the carton. It's 6 bottles, but 12 drinks. So save all that money and enjoy that extra zing and bounce delicious Pepsi gives you. Remember, Pepsi's proven highest quality. Yet it gives you twice as much.
Pepsi-Cola, it's a spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Twice as much and better too. Pepsi-Cola is a drink for you. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola.
Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday, same time, same station, to Counterspy. Listen on Tuesday for the exciting Case of the Soaring Saucer.
When old-fashioned smuggling methods failed, modern minds turned to science to put new wings on crime, to send illegal merchandise flying through space. For the amazing report of how your counterspies solved the riddle, listen on Tuesday for
The Case of the Soaring Saucer on Counterspy. Tonight's Counterspy program originated in New York, was directed by Mark C. Loeb, dramatized by Bud Fischel, and featured Don McLaughlin and Mandel Kramer with music by Jesse Crawford. This is Jay Jackson speaking. Counterspy is a Phillips H. Lord production for Pepsi-Cola. Enjoy some delicious Pepsi tonight. Pepsi-Cola, P-E-P-S-I. That's your smartest cola buy. Pepsi-Cola presents Counterspy.
Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy. Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy.
Harding, Counterspy, calling Washington.
United States Counterspy, especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad.
Tonight, the case of the Soaring Saucer. A thrilling counter-spy report to the American people. Brought to you each Tuesday and Thursday by delicious Pepsi-Cola. And now, another report to the American people. In your family's interest, listen to these findings. Recently released by the United States Testing Company, Incorporated.
After thorough and impartial tests, Pepsi-Cola proved of highest purity. Pepsi-Cola has more quick food energy and value, ounce for ounce, than any other leading nationally known cola. Yes, tested, compared against all other leading nationally known cola drinks, Pepsi-Cola won out. You get the best and twice as much in delicious Pepsi-Cola. And now to Counterspy. Separating Mexico from the United States is the Rio Grande River. On the Mexican bank of the river, one dark night early this month, stood a train of pack burros, waiting stolidly as two men astride horses peered into the darkness across the rushing water.
It's clear, Pedro. No border patrol, no counterspies.
Good, Senor Bart.
All the borough drivers got guns, Pedro?
Yes, but I think they don't shoot so good.
Well, if there's any trouble, they better try. Come on, let's go.
Si. Hombres, vamos en el río. Pronto, pronto.
Yeah. Pedro, what's the matter?
It's all right, Senor Bart. Burrow just stumbled a bit.
All right, stay where you are.
What?
United States Counterspies and Border Patrol.
Look, Senor. Men, they climb out of the ground like prairie dogs.
They dug foxholes and covered them. Come on, Pedro, back to the Mexican side.
No, it's no use, Senor. See, the Mexican rurales.
We're penned in.
Stay where you are. Drop your weapons in the river and ride out with your hands in the air.
Oh, Senor.
No good, Pedro. From here on out, it's every man for himself. The rest of you better start shooting with me.
Don't let a single one escape.
Peters to David Harding in Washington. Peters to David Harding in Washington.
This is Harding, Peters. Report.
The raid was successful in general, Chief. We took close to $2 million worth of narcotics that was being carried in the packs of the burros. But the leader escaped.
Any clue to his identity?
No, Dave. The men we did capture were only minor members of the ring. They're being questioned now.
All right, Peters. You stay on the job there. I'll be down as soon as the counterspy budget for next year has been approved.
When'll that be, Chief?
About 2 days. But don't hold off on any action for me. We want that ringleader, and we want him fast.
Come in, Bart.
Hello, Mr. Valdez.
Where have you been? Filthy. You look like a tramp.
What do you expect, Claude? I've been on the run for a day and a night. I'm lucky I escaped at all.
I assume naturally that no one followed you here?
You can rest easy. I did 6 miles across open sagebrush country before I headed here for your hacienda. There was no one on my trail. Well, I take it you already know.
The radio and papers were full of it. $2 million of our merchandise taken, 2 men dead, 3 captured.
Hey, what gives with you, Claude? You're not very upset for a man who's lost $2 million?
One must expect losses in our business. Besides, I half expected something like this to happen sooner or later, when we use such a primitive mode of transportation as burros.
Maybe, but they've gotten a lot of snow across for us.
True, my friend, true. But I have devised, perfected, and am now ready to use a much more modern, I might even say futuristic mode of transportation.
Oh? What is this new method? Where is it?
In Tia Puma's ranch in the Sonora country.
Tia Puma? Are we dealing with that old vulturess again?
Yes. I'll have horses ready in the morning, and we'll call on Tia Puma tomorrow.
Good to see you, Chief. The car's over here.
Peters, how's it going? Turn up anything?
Very little. To develop it, needs an undercover job.
Go on.
All we got out of questioning the three smugglers we took was one name. Tia Puma.
Tia Puma? Sounds pretty savage.
Captain Alvarez of the Mexican Morales says she's mixed up in every type of crime known to man, and a few that she invented herself.
Must be some girl.
If you consider a woman of 72 a girl.
72?
Mm-hmm. With the delightful habit of keeping two pumas, mountain lions, as house pets.
Nothing more than pets?
Well, according to the captain, enemies of Tia Puma have a disconcerting habit of turning up dead on lonely mountain roads. Clawed to death by mountain lions.
A unique method of murder, which will certainly leave very little evidence.
That's the captain's chronic complaint.
Of course, it's unnatural. Pumas never attack a man unless cornered or penned up with him.
I hope I won't find out, Chief.
Well, if you're going undercover to meet the lady, you may, so we'd better be prepared.
Any suggestions will be gratefully accepted.
Well, I have a few, but they'll keep till we get the feel of it. Now, I take it she's located in Mexico, huh?
In the state of Sonora.
In that case, we'd better set up a method of radio communication for you before you call on Tia Puma and her two lovely pets.
I see your pretties are as charming as ever, Tia Puma.
Yes, Senor Valdez. I keep them happy. They keep me happy.
Happy?
What is the matter, Senor Corning? They make you nervous.
They don't make me comfortable.
Rest assured, Senor Bart. They will not do nothing unless Tia Puma tells them to.
I hope you're right. Now, Claude, where's this futuristic mode of transportation for smuggling you were talking about?
In the stables of Tia Puma. Everything is prepared, Tia?
Si, everything. Bueno, shall we go?
Si. Come on, Bart.
In the stables? What the devil is it, a flying horse?
Close, Bart. Only my method is a little more advanced. It's a flying saucer. There they are, Bart. What do you think of them?
They're screwy-looking things. How they work?
I shall explain it. Tia, do you have a shipment ready to go?
Si, Senor Valdez. 5 pounds in that container over there. But it is the last we got.
Ah, yes? A job for you, Bart. We'll need more.
I'll get plenty.
Good. Tia, go to the control room and push the button. It slides back the stable roof.
Si, Senor.
Okay, Claude, start talking.
As you see, Bart, there are 20 of these discs or saucers here.
Mm-hmm.
They are all 10 feet in diameter and 3 feet thick.
Now, don't tell me you can fill the whole thing with snow.
No. They each carry about 5 pounds of narcotics. Just what we've got here. The rest of the space is taken up with a radio operating mechanism.
How they fly?
It's the same principle as a helicopter. You see those fins on the top and the bottom of each saucer?
Yeah, I see.
They give it the lift and drive to sustain the saucer in the air. We'll launch them by rocket power, which sends them flying into the air spinning. Then the radio mechanism, controlled from this board here, takes over.
Look, are you sure all this will work?
It has on the models I've made.
Models?
Today we test the first one in actual use.
And tell me this, where are you going to land it?
I have 2 receiving stations set up in Texas.
Hey, what's that?
The roof. Look. It parts in the middle.
Well, that's quite a gimmick.
Bart, see this little door on the top of the disc?
Yeah.
It opens. So, a cargo compartment. Hand me that package of goods.
There you are.
It fits in neatly. So, close the door. And we're ready to make delivery.
And you launch it from this platform it's on?
Yes. See underneath? A rocket attached.
And how do you set that up?
From the control board by an electrical charge. Come on.
Ready, Bart?
Yeah.
This thing makes quite a noise. That's why we're using Tia's ranch. No near neighbors.
I was wondering. All right. Go ahead, Claude. Set her off.
All right. To a new era in smuggling.
Brother, it's practically out of sight already.
Yes. Now we'll set the radio control, rocket attachment will drop off, and our flying saucer is on its way.
This is your local newscaster with some more on the latest outbreak of flying saucer stories. Millie Seabour over El Paso way reports she saw one while hanging out the family wash. Big and black, says she. Another report on the saucers comes from Bill Lansing, a crop dusting pilot. Small and shiny, says he. Well, variety is the spice of life, says we. Seriously, though, the Army Air Force has asked us to broadcast a request that all persons seeing or thinking they see the objects described as flying saucers get in touch with them at the San Antonio Air Base. The Air Force has been conducting an investigation for the past 2 years, either to set these stories at rest or confirm their validity. They'd welcome your cooperation. Now a brief summary of the activity.
Peters to David Harding in San Antonio. Peters to David Harding in San Antonio.
Go ahead, Peters.
Chief, I think I've made contact with the narcotics ring.
Through Tia Puma?
Not directly, but I met a man named Bart Corning in this Mexican village, and he's taking me out to a ranch tomorrow.
What angle did you use?
I said my name was Pete Crane, and I was peddling snow. Apparently, the ring is in short supply, so this guy Corning was glad to latch on to me.
Nice going, Peters. You have any idea of the exact location of the ranch?
It's somewhere up in the Sierra Mountains, Dave, near the headwaters of the Calixto River. It's supposed to be the only place for miles around.
Well, can you get a map of that region and indicate the general area?
Sure, Chief.
Radio it up here. I'll have an aerial reconnaissance made of the terrain.
Okay.
And let's set up a target time for you to report back. Say, 4 p.m. tomorrow.
All right, Dave. 4 p.m. it is.
And watch yourself. You're walking into the lion's mouth, Peter. Don't let it close on you.
In a moment, back to Counterspy, presented by delicious Pepsi-Cola.
Pepsi-Cola, get the spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Twice as much and better, too.
Yes, twice as much and better, too. You know Pepsi gives you twice as much. You know Pepsi's better, tastes better. But I want to make sure you know which cola drink is of proven highest quality. Listen.
Impartial tests were made comparing all the leading nationally known colas. And here's the news. Delicious Pepsi was rated tops for quick food energy and honest-to-goodness value, ounce for ounce.
Yes, more value and quick food energy in every tasty sip of Pepsi. That's why Pepsi is so refreshing. Why you feel so good. Why you're on the beat. Why people call Pepsi their favorite drink. When the qualities prove tops and the taste is so delightful. So refreshing that you bubble and the quantity is double. Say, is it any wonder Pepsi's America's big, big favorite? Insist on tasty Pepsi wherever you may be. At the fountain, say, Pepsi, please. At the stand, say, Pepsi, please. And at the store, get Pepsi in the money-saving carton of 6 big bottles. How about getting a carton tonight of delicious Pepsi-Cola?
Delicious Pepsi-Cola, delicious Pepsi-Cola, delicious Pepsi-Cola, delicious Pepsi-Cola.
Now back to Counterspy.
Here's the place, Pete. Tia Puma's ranch.
Lonely enough, Bart.
Come on. Good to stretch your legs after that ride. Hey, what? Here, call him off.
No, Senor Bob. You know my pets won't hurt you.
I don't like those things running around loose.
Make that double in spades for me.
And this, I take it, is the Senor Pete Crane you say you bring out.
That's right, Tia. He wants to do business with us.
But do we have to do it with those pussycats looking over our shoulders?
I'm afraid so, Senor Crane. They are my pets and my protection. An old woman like me is at the mercy of anyone with strength.
Not with those brutes around. Come on, let's go out in the house.
With pleasure. House cats, are they?
Yes, Senor Crane.
All right, come on, Tia. Let's get down to business.
Bueno, this way, Senor. The living room.
Hello, Bart. Hi, Claude. This is the guy who has goods for sale. Pete Crane. Claude Valdez.
Hello. How do you do, sir? A cold drink, perhaps? The ride up here is long and dusty.
Thanks. I'll have some too, Claude.
Just how much goods do you have, Mr. Crane?
8 pounds.
Cut or uncut? Your drink, Mr. Crane.
Uncut. Thanks.
A tidy fortune. Refreshing.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Crane, what price are you asking for this?
Well, what about telling me what you charge to get the stuff across? Oh, my head. I feel dizzy.
I commend you, Tia. A very potent drug.
Thank you, Senor.
Hey, Claude, why the knockout drops?
They're harmless. They just sleep for 12 or 14 hours.
Well, you think he's a phony?
I haven't the slightest idea, Bart. But I don't believe in taking chances. Search him.
Sure. His wallet. Yeah, it says Pete Crane, all right. Pocket comb, handkerchief. Tube of some kind of hand cream.
Huh? Fastidious. Let him keep it. Is that all?
Yeah. And now what if he's going to be out for half the day?
It will give me time to get back to my hacienda and check him in my law-abiding rogues gallery.
That thing again.
What do you say, that thing? I think it's rather clever of me. Since the law maintains pictures of all known criminals, why shouldn't a criminal maintain pictures of all known law officials?
Harding speaking.
Oh, Mr. Harding, I'm very glad you're in San Antonio.
Who is this?
Colonel Enshaw of the Army Air Force.
Oh, yes, Colonel. What can I do for you?
You're down here on a narcotics peddling case?
That's right, Colonel. What do you know?
I called your Washington office, and they told me.
Oh?
You see, the Air Force has been investigating the latest outbreak of flying saucer stories. I think our paths cross.
Go on, Colonel.
Well, if you come out here to the field, Mr. Harding, I can show you better than tell you.
Well, I'm expecting a message, but I'll have it transferred out to the field. All right, Colonel, I'll be out in 15 minutes.
Here we are, Mr. Harding. This is the hangar. Now, look over there. The object on the floor.
What is it?
A flying saucer.
What?
One of our pilots was out on a target practice flight. He saw it and reported it to the field right away. I ordered him to shoot it down if he could. He could.
It's a queer-looking contraption. All those fins sticking out on it.
Well, that's what sustained it in flight. But, let's look at this.
A little compartment.
And this package of white powder was in it.
Let me see that.
There you are.
Narcotics.
That's what our medical officer said. And we've examined the workings of this disc. It's radio controlled.
This is incredible. Using a flying saucer to smuggle narcotics into the country.
Well, whoever designed this device knew his aeronautics.
And psychology, using the most publicized thing in the country to cover up the smuggling.
Well, that's your department, Mr. Harding. I just thought maybe the message you're expecting, Mr. Harding.
Oh.
They knew we were in this hangar.
Thank you, Colonel. I'll take it. Hello? Yes, this is Harding. Oh, no word yet, huh? It's almost 5 p.m. No, we won't wait any longer. Contact the Mexican ruralist, Captain Alvarez. That's right. Ask him to move as quickly as possible. Right, and tell him I'm flying down immediately.
A little more water, Bart, and not so gentle.
You sure you're right, Claude?
This gentleman's face was as big as life in my private rogues gallery of police. Harry Peters, Counterspy.
I think he's coming around.
The drug should be wearing off.
Well. Oh.
Hello.
What? Balbus.
Bart. What? You've been enjoying a somewhat induced sleep, Mr. Peters.
Sleep? But how...
Yes, you heard right. I called you Mr. Peters.
I was afraid you did.
Thank you for not insulting my intelligence by denying your identity.
Don't mention it. Is that gun going to induce some more sleep?
Nothing as crude as that, Mr. Peters. Bart, help Tia to bring down one of her pets to the guest room.
Okay, Claude. I gather I'm going to have an accident.
Something like that, Mr. Peters. Now, if you'll just start walking, I'll show you to your room at the end of this corridor.
It's comfortable, I hope?
Quiet, yes. But it will have some drawbacks shortly.
I imagine so.
You know, I regret this very much.
I'm sure you do.
Not your death, of course, but the fact that you're finding us makes it necessary for us to move.
I'm sorry to have been such a bother.
Oh, don't apologize. We all have our duties. All right, Mr. Peters. You can stop and lift the latch on that door, please. Your quarters, Mr. Peters.
Rather sparsely furnished and badly lighted. Only one window. With bars.
True. But your roommate, who will arrive shortly, doesn't care very much about furniture and sees very well in the dark. Inside, Mr. Peters.
Heavy walls. Thick door.
Soundproof. I so dislike death screams. Inside, please. Pleasant dreams, Mr. Peters.
Senor Valdez, he's in there.
Yes, Tia.
It will be such sport for my pet, my angel.
Let's get it over with. We have to get out of here.
Of course, Bart. Call some of our men in the village. Have them bring us a truck to carry the sources and radio equipment away from here. I'll have Tia pack anything that might identify us, and we'll leave as soon as the trucks arrive.
Okay, Claude.
Are you ready, Tia?
Yes. Bueno, my angel, there is a prize for you in there. You've earned it, my pet. All right, Senor Valdez, open the door. Go, my angel.
Now, I think we can leave Mr. Peters in peace.
Claude, I burned all the papers in the cellar incinerator. Didn't I hear the trucks drive up?
Yes. I've been busy packing this equipment with Tia's help. All right, you go out and show them what to do.
What's the matter with that devil? Is he jealous of his buddy?
All the excitement makes him nervous.
Never mind him, Bart. Go out to the trucks. We want to get out of here as soon as possible.
Okay, wait.
All right, all of you.
What is...
Stand where you are.
Cops.
Captain Alvarez, this is Mr. Harding. Will you watch?
Look out, Mr. Harding!
Oh, my pet!
you're not getting me.
Alvarez, he's got a gun. You're not a state, Mr. Harding. Look, your lady is fainted over the body of that mountain lion. And this one here is taking it all rather calmly.
And why not, Mr. Harding? I'm a fatalist.
You know me, then perhaps you know Harry Peters.
I've met him.
Where is he?
I'm afraid, Mr. Harding, that for once the Marines arrived too late. You'll find Mr. Peters in the room at the end of the corridor.
Captain Alvarez, keep this man covered.
It'll be a pleasure, Mr. Harding.
Peters, Pete.
Well, that's one way of getting rid of a roommate.
Well, it's obvious the creamed oil of Anna's work.
Oh, am I glad you had that idea, Dave. Can't you smell the place? It's like a licorice factory.
How'd you use it?
Well, they locked me in the room first, so I immediately took out the tube of creamed oil of anise and spread it all over the floor and on the walls.
Yeah?
When they let the puma in, he bounced in, got the smell of the anise, and stopped. In a few minutes, he was purring like a kitten. I stood in the corner and left him strictly alone.
That's how I can imagine.
Well, I guess it was the sudden sight of you and that gun that turned him into an attacker again.
It's a good thing we set a target time for you to report back. I might not have gotten here.
But you did, Dave.
And that's what counts. Now let's get out of here and mop up the remains of this flying saucer smuggling ring.
Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Bring it on now. Enjoy that bubbling, tangy, tasty treat. Sure hits the spot. At parties, it's a wonderful idea to serve delicious Pepsi. That extra quick food energy gives folks that bounce, that zing. And Pepsi's big 12-ounce bottles go twice as far. You get a carton of 6 bottles, and you serve 12 full-size drinks. So save that money. Get the best, and get twice as much in delicious Pepsi-Cola.
Pepsi-Cola, it's the spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Quench a scotch and better too. Pepsi-Cola is the drink for you.
That's it, delicious Pepsi-Cola. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday, same time, same station, to Counterspy. Listen on Thursday for the exciting Case of the Crystalline Double Cross.
When the world's most valuable diamond and a beautiful woman both disappeared, a huge reward was offered for the thief, alive or dead. We feared the effect of that reward on the underworld, and until the last moment hardly suspected the one person who really tried to collect it. Listen on Thursday to
The Case of the Crystalline Double Cross on Counterspy. Tonight's Counterspy program originated in New York and was directed by Leonard L. Bass, dramatized by Palmer Thompson, and featured John McLaughlin and Mandel Kramer, with music by Jesse Crawford. This is Jay Jackson speaking. Counterspy is a Philip H. Lord production for Pepsi-Cola. Enjoy some delicious Pepsi tonight.
Pepsi-Cola, P-E-P-S-I. That's your smartest cola buy. Pepsi-Cola presents Counterspy.
Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy. Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy.
Harding, Counterspy. Calling Washington. United States Counterspy. Especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad. Crystalline Double Cross, a thrilling counter-spy report to the American people. Brought to you each Tuesday and Thursday by delicious Pepsi-Cola. And now, another report to the American people. In your family's interest, listen to these findings, recently released by the United States Testing Company, Incorporated. After thorough and impartial tests, Pepsi-Cola proved of highest purity. Pepsi-Cola has more quick food energy and value, ounce for ounce, than any other leading nationally known cola. Yes, tested, compared against all other nationally known cola drinks. Pepsi-Cola won out. You get the best and twice as much in delicious Pepsi-Cola. And now to Counterspy. 2 weeks ago, in the vault of the New York jewel dealers, Lamar and Moffett, the crystalline diamond, an official gift to the United States from the Rajah of Soupgun, sparkled under the harsh light of a hanging lamp. A tall man of 45 with iron gray hair and horn-rimmed glasses, Arthur Lamar, bent over the jewel, lost in wonder. Suddenly, behind him, out of the darkness, came another figure, swift, silent, with upraised arm. A pause, and then...
Bulletin to all police and counter-spy field offices. Last night, the crystalline diamond of Soupgun was stolen from the New York jewel firm of Lamar and Moffett. All authorities are warned to be on the lookout.
Darling, you frightened?
Of course I am, Victor. You and I are running away. I feel as if the whole country were after us.
I hope you'll never be sorry that you've come with me.
Never. This is the big adventure of my life, Victor.
Just you keep thinking that way, Anne. Only even big adventures have to be planned.
I've put myself in your hands.
Where we're driving to, for instance.
Well, where?
You know, for several years I've taken vacations. But did you notice that I've never told anyone where I've been?
That's right, you didn't.
I went regularly to the little California town of Oceanside. And I lived there and became known as John Robertson, an Eastern businessman. Now you will appear there as the new Mrs. Robertson.
How easy you make it sound.
Far from it. But I always knew that someday I'd need John Robertson. The day that I couldn't stand another minute of my dear partner, Arthur Lamar. And this time John Robertson and wife will stay in Oceanside quietly for a year, maybe 2.
Not too quietly, Victor. I've had years of that.
Oh, I think I can promise you it won't be too quiet. Not when Arthur finds out about,
What?
Me. When he finds out what his partner has really done to him. I'd love to see his face.
Gentlemen of the press, I'm Arthur Lamar. Very sorry to have kept you waiting, but I was delayed by further police and insurance company investigation and by a little more medical attention for the blow on the head that I received last night. I think you all know the main facts. The crystalline diamond, the most perfect jewel in the world, was stolen last night from the vault of Lamar and Moffett by my partner, Victor Moffett. But now I have a special announcement. I am personally offering a reward for the capture of Victor Moffett. $50,000 alive, $100,000 dead. Morning paper, please. There you go. What? Hey, taxi. Counterspy headquarters, please. So, Peter, the moment I saw the paper, I rushed here to headquarters for further information. Mr. Harding, you knew about the theft of the crystalline diamond yesterday.
I mean this reward for Victor Moffett. $50,000 alive, $100,000 dead. That's the stupidest thing I've seen in years.
Take it easy, Dave. You'll burn a bearing.
Diamond is national property, but normally we wouldn't have to worry about it. Police and insurance investigators are able to take care of it. But this reward, I'm going to New York and see Arthur Lamar. And with all due respect, Mr. Lamar, I'm afraid you were very upset when you announced this reward.
I was, Mr. Harding. I still am. Why, we were entrusted with that diamond on its way to Washington, and my firm has been made to look untrustworthy. But, Mr. Harding, why are you so upset about this yourself?
Mr. Lamar, it's the nature of the reward you're offering for Moffat. 50,000 alive, well and good. But to offer twice as much for him dead, that's an invitation to murder.
Murder?
By elements in the underworld, unscrupulous individuals who see a chance to collect a great deal of money for committing a crime.
Good heavens, I never thought of it that way.
Besides, you put Moffat on notice, he may be shot to death without a chance, without a trial.
A trial? He's as guilty as he can be.
Mr. Lamar, a man like Moffat doesn't usually carry weapons. He's not a killer, a professional gunman. That means he could easily be taken alive. But now you've made sure that capturing him will cost blood.
But he must be armed, Mr. Harding. A gun I kept at home is missing.
In any case, will you withdraw that reward, Mr. Lamar?
Mr. Harding, am I violating any law by posting the reward for Moffat, alive or dead?
Frankly, no.
Then I will not withdraw it.
May I ask you, frankly, Mr. Lamar, what purely personal motive leads you to want to see Moffat dead?
I've said nothing to the press about this, Mr. Harding. But Victor Moffat fled in the company of a woman, my wife.
Victor, shouldn't we be on U.S. Highway 22A?
We are, darling.
We just passed the sign saying this is Pennsylvania 101B.
Same thing, Anne. Relax.
I was just thinking, how many more states to California?
Here's a little town, or the edge of one. You hungry?
That was an enormous lunch we had.
Well, still, it's late. Suppose we find a nice motor court, and then I'll get in some food for a light supper.
Fine.
It was a waste of time, Pierce. Total waste of time. Dave, you're still so angry you don't even notice that I'm here in the New York field office when you left me in Washington.
What? That's right. What are you doing here?
Well, I had a hunch you might not get far with Lamar, Dave. And the harm's already been done. News of the reward's been sent all over the country by now. So I thought maybe I could be of some help.
Well, the real twister is that Moffat also ran off with Lamar's wife. Well, we'll put out a general search bulletin on Victor Moffat and Mrs. Lamar. We've got to find them before some gunman does.
Sliced ham, roast beef, rye bread, pickles, several containers of coffee, and... Anne, where did you get that gun?
It's Arthur's. I took it.
Why?
In case anything unexpected came up.
You gave me quite a surprise.
I just had one myself.
What?
While you were out getting the food, I thought the proprietor of this place might have a newspaper. I was curious to see what Arthur might be doing or saying about my leaving with you. The man had a newspaper, all right. There's my surprise. On page 1.
Yes, I see.
I read it, and then I got out the gun. This is where my one big adventure ends, I said to myself. Here in a motor court somewhere in Pennsylvania. The end. When you walked in that door, I was going to kill you.
Anne, give me...
11 rotten years with Arthur. And at last I thought I could get free of him with you. I felt wonderful, Victor. That's what made this even a greater surprise. Why didn't you tell me?
You might not have come with me. And I love you.
What kind of a life can we have? Hunted all over the country. What made you steal the crystalline diamond? Why didn't you tell me?
Well, it just came into my head suddenly when I saw Arthur looking at it. And, Dan, this doesn't change anything. You wanted an adventure. You're getting a bigger one.
You talk like a child, Victor. What good is that diamond to you?
I've been planning that. After hiding out in California, we'll go to Indonesia. There are some diamond cutters there that I can deal
You'll
with.
never get across the country, Victor. There's a price on your head. Alive or dead.
Well, what of it?
Men can be dead. Sooner or later, you'll need help from underworld characters. And you'll be worth $100,000 to any one of them that decides to double-cross you.
Well, yes, there's something in that,
I
but...
see only one thing to do. Give up this crazy California scheme.
Give it up?
We've got to get away from the influence of this reward market. Away from the American police and American criminals. We've got to leave the country.
Now, Anne, for the love of
We
heaven.
don't dare cross the whole country now. We'll have to go back. Go to Philadelphia. Find a ship. Get on it somehow. Quickly.
Anne.
Darling, I told you this is the big adventure of my life. It's not what I expected. But we'll go through with it. And I want you alive. Don't you understand?
Bulletin on the teletype, Dave.
Oh? From Police Department, Ogilvie, Pennsylvania. Couple believed to be Victor Moffat and Mrs. Ann Lamar. Spent some hours in motor court here. Have touched nothing until hear from you. Come on, Peter.
They registered under the name of Mr. and Mrs. Roberts in Oceanside, California, Dave.
Well, Peters, we can ignore that. I found a few fingerprints, and they matched the card we made up on Moffat in New York.
Well, is that any help? They disappeared from here, and nobody knows which direction they left in.
We may have a clue in this Philadelphia newspaper.
Oh?
Yeah. See this page? Shipping news. And the paper's well folded and flattened, as if this particular part of this page had been studied over and over.
Mm-hmm. Shipping news and ship sailings from eastern ports.
And that suggests that Moffat and the woman who first planned the western getaway have changed their minds and are doubling back to the East Coast for a ship to get out of the country.
We don't know from which port.
Well, let's get to a phone. We'll have to get out a general alarm to all eastern seaports and airfields, just in case.
You know, there's another difficulty, Dave. Some ship may take them aboard before an alarm ever reaches it.
Oh, wait a second. Peters, you suppose we could split that couple?
Turn them against each other, you mean?
It's clear Moffat stole the diamond, but according to Lamar, the woman had little or nothing to do with the theft itself.
And the reward is only for him.
Exactly. We'll get off the alarm first. Then I'm going to issue a statement to the press pointing out that she has nothing to lose by coming in, but she risks her life by going on with him. Come on, Peter. We need telephone.
In a moment, back to Counterspy, presented by delicious Pepsi-Cola. Have you heard about those tests by that famous laboratory? Have you heard the latest news in the Pepsi-Cola story? Yes, there's big news about Pepsi. The cola you've always known was most delicious, the cola you've always known was best value, is now shown to be the cola of proven highest quality. That's right. The U.S. Testing Company Incorporated reports you get more quick food energy ounce for ounce in delicious Pepsi-Cola than any other nationally known leading cola drink. Yes, your Pepsi is really tops. Taste the tops, is the tops, and gives the most. So go ahead, enjoy that extra zing and bounce delicious Pepsi gives you. Insist on it wherever you may be. When you stop at the fountain, make sure you say, Pepsi, please. When you stop at a stand, make sure you say, Pepsi, please. And at the store, get Pepsi in the money-saving carton of 6 big 12-ounce bottles. Pepsi 6 bottles serve 12 refreshing glassfuls. Twice as much. So save money and get the best. Come on, sing the Pepsi song with us. Pepsi-Cola, it's the spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Twice as much and better, too. Pepsi-Cola is the drink for you. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Now, back to Counterspy.
Victor Moffat, in possession of the crystalline diamond worth $2 million, have reached temporary safety near the Philadelphia waterfront in a nondescript boarding house.
And Mr. David Harding, chief of the Counterspy, speaking to a press conference, said he believed that Mrs. Lamar was not implicated in the theft of the diamond. And he added, with a price on Victor Moffat's head, she might soon realize that her life was in constant danger. She had nothing to lose and everything to gain, Mr. Harding said, by leaving Moffat and clearing herself with the authorities.
Well, Anne, there's your chance.
Chance?
To end your adventure free and clear. The invitation is published in every newspaper in the country. I hope you feel honored.
You don't have to get sarcastic, Victor. You can see what they're up to.
Of course. They hope you'll telephone the nearest police station and say that Victor Moffat is at number 14 West Race Street.
You know, in posting that reward, Arthur was much more clever than I ever thought he could be.
Arthur was clever?
The reward is not for the diamond, but for you. That means we can't even return the diamond somehow, escape.
But we're going to escape with the diamond.
Victor, I'm willing to give up.
What?
We can never escape together. Never.
Now, darling, now wait a minute. Your nerve's going. You're just tired.
No. It's been getting clearer and clearer in my mind. Leaving New York with you, that was my escape from a dreary, horrible life with Arthur. And then the diamond. And the price on your head as if you were a Western bad man of the old days. And now, my invitation to betray you.
But if you give up, that's what you'll be doing.
Oh, no. I'm going to do something much more to the point. Somehow Arthur spoils everything for me. And I'm going to make him pay for that. I'm going to see him and kill him.
For heaven's sake, you're losing your good common sense.
I'm sorry, Victor. It's all over. Goodbye. Anne.
Hello, Mr. Lamar. This is David Harding.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Harding.
I missed you at your office. I took this chance of catching you at your country place.
Yes, I wanted a quiet evening for a change. These past few days have been pretty hectic for me.
Well, tell me, are you alone there?
Why, yes, except for a caretaker and his wife who live about a quarter mile away. Why?
Well, just keeping in touch, that's all. Did I give you the emergency number of our New York field office? It's quadrant 10,000.
Oh, quadrant 10,000. Right, I made a note of it, Mr. Harding.
Fine. Good night. Now, Peter, call the squad room. Send 2 men in the patrol car to Lamar's place. Tell them not to disturb him. Just get near the house and keep their eyes open.
Don't you trust Lamar, Dave?
He's a strange man, Peter. He hates Moffat more on account of his wife than on account of the diamond. And if Mrs. Lamar responds to our invitation, his desire for revenge might get in our way. Get out of the squad room, Peter. I want those men out there fast. Hello?
Well, Arthur, you're a hard man to find.
Is this...
I called the office, then the apartment, and finally I thought you might be in the bungalow. I hope you're alone.
What do you want, Anne? Where are you?
Arthur, do you want the diamond back?
You mean you've got it?
I can arrange for you to get it.
How?
Not so fast, Arthur. With the diamond, you get me, too.
What does that mean?
How seriously do you want to know?
I'd give anything
In
to...
1 hour, I'll meet you at the River Ford Sawmill. You know the place?
Why, that's fantastic.
It's always deserted at night, Arthur. You'll be safe there. In 1 hour?
Hello? Hello? Dave, a radio report from Phillips and Margolies. Lamar has left his house. They're tailing him.
We're going out there, too, Peter.
All right, Arthur. Come in.
That we have some light in this place, Anne?
This little bit of moonlight through the skylight's enough. And you hate me. Why do you want to look at me?
Why did you want me to meet you here?
I'm feeling very repentant, Arthur.
You mean you woke up to the fact that you did a crazy thing running off with that thief Moffat? And now you're trying to save yourself, huh?
You never let me get away with anything, do you, Arthur?
I want that diamond. And I'm willing to take you back again as my wife. What more do you want? Where is the diamond, Anne?
We'll have to wait.
What for?
You know, Arthur, I didn't know you hated me so much.
I wonder if you know how much.
I think so. You didn't care if you caused the murder, Victor Moffat.
Murder? You mean you killed him?
Don't sound so hopeful, Arthur. No, I haven't killed him. But he's sure to die sooner or later, isn't he? Victor.
Anne, I followed you. I've got to
so I walked right into a trap.
It's not a trap, Arthur. I followed Anne here and then I waited. And then when I saw you come in, I decided I'd better come in too.
Victor, will you give up that diamond?
Certainly not.
Anne has already promised it to me.
What?
Victor, why did you have to come? I told you I wanted to see Arthur.
I can't let you kill him. Give me that gun.
No, he's ruined everything. I will kill him.
Give me that gun. No, Arthur, I came here only to stop her, and I suggest you go.
Victor, you fool. Now you'll never get away.
Give me the diamond, Victor, and surrender. It's your only chance.
Don't listen to him, Victor. Now that you're here, you've got to kill him.
You haven't got the nerve to shoot.
Thank heaven you did it, Victor.
Anne, you've made me a murderer.
Dave, I'm getting a report from Phillips and Margolies on the earphones.
What is it?
This is it. They've located Lamar's car near a sawmill a mile north of Lamar's house, and they've got Victor Moffat cornered inside. They're waiting for orders.
Let's get there, Peters.
It's all my fault, Victor. I've ruined everything for you.
We'll get out of this, Anne, somehow.
Moffat. Victor Moffat. We call on you to surrender peaceably.
That's a new voice.
Yes, more men, perhaps.
Victor, listen.
You stay here. They won't hurt you. I'm going to make a break for it.
You'll never make it, Victor.
I don't know. Something thrown against the back wall, probably to confuse us. You stay here for a minute.
Moffat, we give you 10 seconds, or we come in after you.
Stay here, Anne. I'll go see what that was.
If they come in here, I'll use this.
A piece of wood. What good is that?
Go ahead, Victor.
All right. You wait here, and I'll...
All right, you men out there. You can come in now. Come on in.
Margolies, take Phillips and cover the rear. All right, men. Hold it.
Right, Peter. Right.
Is this Mrs. Lamar?
I'm so glad you came up.
Wait, Lamar is dead, Chief. I guess this is Moffat. This must be the crystalline diamond in this chamois bag that was in his pocket. Mrs. Lamar, can you tell us what happened?
I wanted to return to my husband. Moffat followed and killed Arthur.
Then you knocked Moffat out, huh?
Yes, for this piece of wood. I was afraid we'd all be killed.
This gun beside Moffat's hand, Mrs. Lamar. How about that?
The gun? Oh, yes, the two of them struggled together. Moffat got it away from my husband and shot it.
I see, Mrs. Lamar. Only this gun of your husband's disappeared from his house the night you left. He reported it. That means you lied just now about how your husband was killed, doesn't it? Means you had your husband's gun when you left with Moffat. How many other lies have you just told, Mrs. Lamar?
Lies?
You weren't really trying to come back to your husband tonight, were you? You were trying to double-cross him again, and double-cross Moffat once you realized the whole game was up.
Well, yes, it's true. Everything was ruined for me. And I couldn't have led Moffat back here without some kind of a trick. Mr. Harding, I am going to claim that $50,000 reward for Victor Moffat alive.
Where this diamond came from, Mrs. Lamar, it was said that whenever it changed hands, 3 men must die. Soon after making his will, the Raja of Subdan was murdered. Your husband lies here. And the third.
Victor.
Yes, he's dead from that blow you gave him. I charge you with his murder. Call the field office, Peters. We're through here. takes care of the crystalline diamond. Now let's take care of the refreshment. Bring on those big, big Pepsis and have delicious Pepsi-Cola all around. Tastes good. You just can't match Pepsi's fresh, tangy flavor. And there's plenty for two of you in Pepsi's big 12-ounce bottle. Get Pepsi by the carton. It's 6 bottles, but 12 drinks. So save all that money and enjoy that extra zing and bounce delicious Pepsi gives you. Remember, Pepsi's proven highest quality, yet it gives you twice as much.
Pepsi-Cola, it's a spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Twice as much and better, too. Pepsi-Cola is the drink for you. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola.
Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday, same time, same station, to Counterspy. Listen on Tuesday for the exciting case of the Mama's Boy murderer. He murdered brutally when his racket was threatened. But when his personal safety was at stake, he lost his nerve. That was the dangerous racketeer your Counterspy pursued in the case of the Mama's Boy murderer. Next Tuesday on Counterspy. Tonight's Counterspy program originated in New York, was directed by Mark B. Loeb, dramatized by Paul Milton, and featured Don McLaughlin and Mandel Kramer with music by Jesse Crawford. This is Jay Jackson speaking. Counterspy is a Philip H. Lord production for Pepsi-Cola. Enjoy some delicious Pepsi tonight.
Counterspy, calling Washington. David Harding, Chief, United States Counterspies, especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad, and to secure for every American the rights which are his under our Constitution.
Have you? Aunt Mary, where are you?
In here, child. What's the matter?
Oh, thank heavens. Oh, gee, I was afraid you'd leave before I got home, and I've got something for Uncle Bill.
Oh?
Wait, I'll show you. There.
A picture of you.
Of course, it's kind of glamorous, but still it looks more like me than any of those old ones you sent him.
Oh, it's really lovely.
Now at least Uncle Bill will recognize me when he sees me for the first time.
I'm sure he would anyway.
Aunt Mary, do you think he'll look the same?
The same as what, Anne? You've never seen him.
Well, I mean, will he look the same to you?
Yes, I think he will.
2 years can change a person a lot. Look at me.
I wonder.
You wonder what, Aunt Mary?
Oh, nothing, Anne. Now, I expect to be gone until Friday, but if the boat should be late getting in, I'll send you a wire.
Oh, don't worry, Aunt Mary. It's only 4 days. I can take care of myself. I'm a big girl now.
Yes, of course you are. A young lady. Well, I'd better be going, or there'll be no one there to meet your Uncle Bill, and I don't think he'd like that.
Police officials, this is a general alarm for Rick Malone, escaped federal prisoner serving a 55-year term for bank robbery. He may be armed, is considered dangerous. He is 5 feet 10 inches tall, blonde hair and blind in right eye, left eye blue, bridge of nose broken, 3-inch knife scar along left side of face. All information about this man is to be transmitted to Counterspy headquarters. We are coordinating the nationwide search for escaped federal prisoner Rick Malone.
Counterspy headquarters, Peter speaking. Oh, good work, Foley. Give them the usual distribution. Send about 20 copies over here.
The wanted circulars printed already?
Right, Mr. Harding. They ran off an extra 5,000 copies.
Good. Any results on the woman who visited Malone?
Not so far, Chief. We've got 4 agents trying to pick up her back trail.
And what about the letters he smuggled out through that guard he bribed?
Well, that's a funny thing. As far as the guard can remember, they all went to South Africa.
What?
Cape Town, South Africa. I've wired Johnson, our agent in the consulate there, to check on it. Nothing back yet.
South Africa, huh? You alert our seaport officers?
Yes, just in case. But I don't think Malone will try to leave the country, Chief. His face is too easily identified. That bad eye, the scar, this should make it a lot easier for us to pick him up.
Well, not too easy, I hope.
What do you mean?
We recovered practically none of the $250,000 he was convicted of stealing. I'd like him to find that for us before we find him.
That water tower we just passed, Mary, means that we should be getting close to Caldwell, huh?
Another couple of minutes, Bill.
Then we should be coming to that ledge you described.
Just past that curve up ahead on the left side of the road.
Oh.
You're going through with the whole scheme, Bill.
Of course I am. How long do you think I'll be free if this face of mine stays the way it is? Why do you think I had you set up house here with that kid of my brother's?
Suppose something goes wrong. Suppose Dr. Franklin can't do anything for you.
I've read all about him. He can.
What if he suspects something?
If you played your part all right for the last 2 years, he won't. As far as he's concerned, I'll be just Bill Gordon, turning home to his beloved wife, Mary. That cute little niece, Anne.
They'll have descriptions of you all over the country by now. He may recognize you. Slow down, Bill. There's the ledge.
Slow down nothing. Hang on.
Bill, we're going over the edge. Oh, Bill.
Did that purposely, Mary, so the cops would see the skid marks. Yeah. It's perfect, Mary. I can work myself down to that ledge. And you know what to do with the car. Don't forget to leave it in high gear before you jump. I spent 3 years in the pen for that dough I stashed away. I'm not going to lose out on it for 3 hours of pain. When I get through working over my face with my knife, even you won't recognize me.
Please, Aunt Mary, don't cry.
I should never have let this happen.
Oh, you can't help accidents. Uncle Bill will be all right.
Why are they so long? Why don't they tell us something?
Miss Gordon, I have good news for you.
You'll be all right, Dr. Franklin?
Yes, it'll take a little time, but when we're finished, you'll be better than you.
Oh, when will he be able to come home, Dr. Franklin?
Well, he can go home in a few days if you get a nurse to take care of him.
That soon?
Oh, I'll take care of him.
Well, I'm sure you would, but we'll need a little bit more expert care than that. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to talk to your aunt for a minute.
Oh, of course, Doctor.
Dr. Franklin, is there anything...
Oh, no. I just want to clear up this point of sending him home. You see, he'll still be under my care for several months to come. His case requires extensive plastic surgery.
There'll be operations?
There's quite a few, and he'll have to heal completely between each one. He can do that just as well at home.
Oh, we'll see that he's well taken care of.
One thing more, about his eye.
Yes?
I doubt if there's any sight left, but I'll have an eye specialist look at it. Then we'll see what we can do.
Thank you, Doctor.
And it's going to be a most interesting case. Oh, by the way, about a nurse. Will it be all right if I send out a young woman who's worked with me on a number of cases?
Whatever you say, Doctor.
Her name's Jane Wilton. I think her salary is either $10 or $12 a day. I'll send her around as soon as I send Mr. Gordon home.
Here they are, Chief. The coordinated reports on the Malone escape.
You've gone through them?
Yes, I can give you a fast briefing on it.
Yes, go on. It'll save time.
Well, first, there's the general alarm and description that was broadcast.
Yes.
We got 4 reports that fit a definite pattern.
Huh?
All from diners and roadside stands.
Mm-hmm.
2 on Highway 28 and 2 on Highway 55. And the sequence indicates that if it was Malone, he's heading west and north in the general direction of Ohio and Illinois.
Yes. Well, now, what about those letters to Cape Town, South Africa that Malone smuggled out?
I just got a cable from Johnson in the consulate there. I'll read it to you.
Good.
He says, check on address here. It is commercial mail drop. For a fee, they mail letters from South Africa to any part of the world. Their records incomplete. Wiring list of 14 American addresses they forward mail to. Cable if additional information is desired, Johnson.
And the addresses come in?
Yes, here they are.
Mm-hmm. You'll have them all investigated.
It's already being done on all but 2 of the addresses, Chief.
Right.
I thought we might look into those ourselves.
Oh? Which ones?
Caldwell, Ohio, and Evanston, Illinois. They're both directly in line with the route Malone may be taking if those reports are true.
Well, it's a cinch he won't come to Washington, so we may as well get out into the field. Arrange transportation to Caldwell. We'll direct operations from there until further notice.
We'll continue our David Harding counter-spy case for Old Nick in a moment. Now, back to our Old Nick David Harding counter-spy case.
Miss Wilton?
Yes, Anne.
My uncle wants you.
I'll be right with him. You keep him company till I come.
I don't think he likes my company.
Now, Anne, you've got to understand. It's not comfortable being wrapped up in bandages the way your Uncle Bill is. You have to make allowances if you want to be a nurse.
Well, I'm not sure that I do anymore.
Just because your uncle's a little bit irritable.
Oh, I'd rather be an airline hostess. Travel, go everywhere like Uncle did.
Then I'll get you anyway. Most airline hostesses are registered nurses. Miss Wilden, Mr. Gordon asked for you. Oh, I was just going into him. Now, Anne, keep an eye on that broth. What was that all about, Anne?
Oh, I was just talking to Miss Wilton.
About being a nurse?
Yes.
I think it's a wonderful idea. It'd be nice to do something useful in this world.
I suppose so.
When your uncle's better, we'll see. Maybe there'll be enough money to send you to college so you can take up nursing.
Oh, but you don't have to go to college. Being a high school graduate's enough.
Oh?
Anyway, I don't think Uncle Bill would care enough to send me to college.
Well, what do you mean, Anne, darling?
Oh, nothing.
Mrs. Gordon, Mr. Gordon would like to see you. Right away. And you stay here. I want to talk to you afterwards. How is he? Splendid. He's coming along fine. Just a little bit impatient. Oh, that's good. I'll get his broth.
Close the door, Mary.
All right. What's the matter, Bill?
I'm just going nuts sitting around here.
Well, this is your idea.
It's so dead and quiet. Worse than the pen. There, at least, they keep you from leaving. Here, you got to be your own guard.
And you're not a very good one, Bill.
What do you mean?
Anne, you ought to treat her more like an uncle should.
Well, I can't stand the bread. I never did like kids.
You told me to get her when your brother died.
Yeah, sure. So you could set up a respectable front in this burg. And I'm not sorry I did. No one's going to connect a nice Mr. and Mrs. Gordon and their lovely niece with Rick Malone.
I thought we were forgetting Rick, burying him.
Of course we are. What do you think I'm putting up with all this for?
But the burial is only skin deep. Is that it?
What?
Nothing. I saw Dr. Franklin.
Yeah? What do you say about the eye?
He's going to start on it next week.
Well, can he match the color? Am I a good one?
He says he can.
Oh.
Something about restoring the color by tattooing.
No, don't tell me. That part I know. Read about it every day for 3 years. How we could make a bad eye look just like a good one by tattooing in the color.
Is that why you picked this town? Because Dr. Franklin practiced here?
Sure, of course. You know, after he does that, maybe we can pull out. And that's the big thing the cops will spot on me, my eye. And with that fixed, we can blow this bird. Start enjoying that dough.
Enjoying it?
You bet. Yeah, I'll make up for these 2 years that you were buried in this hick town.
All right, Bill. Only you've been making up for the wrong years.
Looks like we're on the right track, Mr. Harding. Those letters from South Africa went to a Mrs. Mary Gordon and her niece Anne. They supposedly came from her husband, Bill, who's been abroad for 2 years. 2? Yeah, I checked. Malone was in the pen for 3, but Mr. Gordon just came back a few days ago.
Did you see him?
Sure.
Well, was it?
Chief, for all I know, he could be a dark horse candidate. His whole head is wrapped in bandages. Nobody in this town has seen him. He was in an automobile accident just before he arrived.
Yeah, that'd be a nice cover-up for plastic surgery.
I checked with the local office of the Highway Patrol. There were skid marks on the hill road.
How about the car?
Pretty thoroughly banged up, but still in high gear. Then I talked with the ambulance boys who had to remove Gordon from the ledge. They said his face looked like it had been through a meat grinder.
Who's the doctor?
Dr. Carl Franklin.
Franklin? Oh, isn't he the plastic surgeon, the one who specializes in the new method of hiding scars by tattooing?
Might be, Chief. I don't know anything about that.
What about Mary Gordon?
There's no good description of the woman who was with Malone, so I've wired the prison to send along a guard who could identify her.
Oh, good. And check with the state and immigration authorities on the Gordon passport.
Right.
You know, I'd like to get a look at Mr. Gordon.
Well, we can hardly go in and rip off his bandages just on suspicion. I could speak to the doctor.
No, I'd rather not tip our hand. Is Gordon at the hospital?
No, he's home. There's a registered nurse taking care of him.
Nurse, huh?
Well, but asking her would be the same as asking the doctor.
Well, perhaps not if we didn't ask her directly.
What do you mean?
Do you know if she was in the Army during the war?
I think so. I could find out.
Yes, do that. Find out what outfit she was with, who she knew in it, and everything you can about her Army career.
What for?
Because you're going to pose as an ex-member of her outfit. Take her out, talk about old times. We may be able to parlay your conversation into a positive identification of Malone.
This has been a wonderful dinner, Mr. Peters. I'm glad you called me before you left town. I don't know when I've enjoyed myself so much.
Well, reminiscences are always fun, Miss Wilton.
Well, it's good to know that everyone in the 97th Evacuation Hospital is making out so well.
Well, you seem to be doing all right.
That's an understatement. There are more nurses now than ever before in the country, and still there aren't half enough to take care of all the work there is.
Don't tell me you have to go back on duty again tonight.
Oh, no. Well, the patient I'm taking care of is a lovely niece. She pinch hits for me nights.
Oh?
I'll make a nurse out of her yet.
Not afraid of competition?
Competition? Heavens, no. The more the better. It just makes it easier all around. Oh, but I'm not keeping you from anything, am I?
Well, I have to be leaving soon. Oh, by the way, I knew there was something I forgot. I've got some pictures here of the old 97. I took them after you left the outfit, but you know some of the people, and I thought you might like to see them.
I'd love to.
Well, let's see now. Here's one of Kriegy.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten a little fatter since he's out of uniform.
Oh, he's not the only one. Oh, that's Doris. Still as blonde as ever.
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sake, this picture.
Huh? Oh, that one. He's just a friend of mine. He wasn't
Oh,
with
I
the
know. He's my patient.
What?
Of all the coincidences.
You mean you know Bill Gordon?
Well, certainly. He's the case I'm on now. Oh, of course, since the accident, he's changed, but I recognize the picture easily.
Well, what do you know?
Your having his picture is somewhat reassuring. His attitude's a little, well, gruff. But I guessed it was just the accident. I'll have to tell him about this.
Tonight?
Oh, it can keep until morning. I'm off duty now.
Well, maybe I'll stick around and see him myself.
You know him well?
Not as well as I'd like to. I better arrange for hotel accommodations if I'm going to stay over. If you wait, I'll see you home.
Don't bother. I don't live far from here.
All right. And thanks for a very interesting evening.
Come in. Oh, Mrs. Gordon. Is he awake?
Yeah, of course I am. What do you want?
Oh, I'm sorry to disturb you. I didn't see you standing at the window. I forgot a book I was reading and came back for it.
Forget it.
Thank you. Oh, I thought you'd be interested in knowing there's a friend of yours in town.
What?
A friend? Yes, I had dinner with him. We had mutual friends. He had your picture in his wallet.
My picture?
What was his name? Mr. Peters. He said he'd probably call tomorrow.
Mary,
Shut that kid up, Mary.
Well, please, Miss Wilton, stay with Anne for a few minutes. I want to talk to my husband. Certainly, Mrs. Gordon.
You know what this means, Mary?
Yes.
Coppers, they traced me. I don't know how, but they did.
They always will.
You gotta get out of here.
What's the use, Bill?
I'll tell you what's the use. 3 years of stir. I ripped my own face. I figure everything so I can enjoy that $250,000. I'm gonna do it if I have to kill half the cops in the country.
I was hoping you might forget that money.
What?
That you might like this kind of living with the kid and everything.
You're nuts. Hey, you're talking like some gingham and Rose's house frog.
Why not? I've been living like one for the past 2 years. Bill, why don't
Shut
you...
up. Shut up. The car just stopped outside.
Bill, if you gave back the money, maybe they'd...
2 guys. They're law. You can smell them from here.
You can't...
Talk. I would have gone except for your talk. Miss Wilton, Anne...
What are you going to do, Bill?
You'll see. You'll see, too, if these coppers start coming up that walk.
Now, back to our old Nick, David Harding Counterspy case.
expecting us. Let's go. Duck thief. Over here, behind this tree, Peters. Thought he wasn't expecting us. That just shows how wrong you can be. It's going to be a tough one.
Listen, coppers. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Malone. Better give yourself up.
I got one good eye, two good guns. Don't worry about me.
Malone, we're United States counterspies. We'll have a squad of men out here in 5 minutes. You haven't got a chance of getting out of there.
I make my own chances. Now get this, get it straight. I got 2 dames in here. The nurse's food's top 2 and my darling little niece. I'm coming out with both of them. First move you make, I tell them. You hear me? I tell them. Now take it from there, copper.
You're crazy, Bill. You can't do it.
Shut up, Mary. You're out of this now.
Aunt Mary.
Mrs. Go and start moving, you two.
I won't let you do it, Bill.
Get out of my way, Mary.
No.
Okay. Now, come on. You start moving.
Bill, don't.
So help me, if you two don't move, I'll kill you right now.
Aunt Mary, no. No. Mrs. Gordon, don't.
What?
Goodbye, Bill.
How is she, Chief?
Not good.
What about that girl, Ann? She didn't know anything about it at all,
No.
She really Malone's niece?
Yes? Well, Malone's real name actually was Gordon. He planned to kill the character of Malone and live off the stolen money as Gordon.
Why all this elaborate front involving the kid in it?
Well, Dr. Franklin is one of the few men that could treat Gordon's eye so that it wouldn't give him away.
Oh?
Mary Gordon spent 2 years building up respectability so that Franklin would have no hesitation in treating Gordon.
But she liked the part she'd been playing more than the part she'd been living.
Enough so that she resisted Malone to protect the nurse and the girl. And when that wasn't enough, she used his second gun to kill him.
Mr. Hardin, will you come in, please?
Of course, Miss Walton.
She wants to talk to you.
Please, Aunt Mary, don't talk. Just rest.
Mr. Harding, the money Bill hid, there's a reward for it.
By the insurance companies.
Would Anne get it?
I don't know.
Please, Aunt Mary, don't talk. I don't want anything but you.
Bill, in his gun, is a paper. It tells about the money.
No, Aunt Mary. No, I won't touch it. I don't want it. I want you.
You know, I can't promise anything about a reward, but...
I don't want to leave her alone. Mrs. Gordon, don't tax your strength. I promise you she'll be all right. I owe you. Well, I'll look out for Anne. She'll be all right. I swear.
So will you, Aunt Mary. So will you.
I'll see that she goes to school. I promise you we'll stay together.
Aunt Mary! Aunt Mary! Aunt Mary!
Miss Wilton, you'd better take her with you. Peters will drive. I'll wait for... Well, I'll stay here. And now we're happy to present the First Army Surgeon, Brigadier General Guy Blair Dennett.
I'd like to talk with our young women who will be graduated this month from secondary schools all over the country. And I'd like to have your mothers and dads listen too, because this concerns your future and the future health and well-being of America also. We here at the First Army are proud to speak for the National Student Nurse Recruitment Program and its campaign to enroll 50,000 student nurses into civilian hospitals this year. I can tell you that the need is great, that while more young women are entering the profession than ever before, the patient load in our hospitals has increased faster than the available supply of nurses. I can tell you from my own observation in war and in peace about those things that set a nurse apart from the young woman who is content with just a job. If you've ever watched the capable hands, the courage and the clear mind of the nurse as she ministers to a child, to a soldier brought from the battlefield, to the man or woman who is helpless, you will know what I mean. So I say to you young women, consider seriously the many spread opportunities in nursing and the opportunity to work with those who are making medical history.
Thank you, General Dennett. And our appreciation to the American Hospital Association and to the Advertising Council for their cooperation.
Tonight's David Harding Counterspy case was dramatized by Palmer Thompson with music by Jesse Crawford and featured Mandel Kramer and Bryna Rayburn. David Harding Counterspy is a Phillips H. Lord production originating in New York for the makers of Old Nick and Bitter Honey candy bars. Now a listening reminder. Predictions and inside Washington stories. That's what Drew Pearson brings you every Sunday night. Hear Pearson tonight over this ABC station. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
The American Broadcasting Company presents Counterspy.
Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy. Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy.
Harding, Counterspy, calling Washington. United States Counterspies, especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad. These Counterspy reports to the American people are brought to you each Tuesday and Thursday. Tonight, Case of the Foolish Father.
Here's your regular table, Mr. Baker. You please sit down.
Yeah, sure, pal. I'll get some bread and rolls on this table. I haven't got all night. What's the good of my owning this joint if I can't get
Mr.
served?
Baker, sure.
Oh, why hasn't the floor show started yet? What goes on here, anyway?
Take it easy, Lefty. It's only 10:30.
Popo, you know I got that date with Hickman. Pal, I'll get going. Will you go tell the band leader, tell Charlie to start the floor show? I want to see that new dame. Put her on fresh.
Sure, Mr. Baker. Right away, Mr. Baker.
Oh, people take all year to do the simplest thing. Your trouble is you're a hurriesome guy, Lefty. Take it easy.
Like you, Bobo, you fat monkey, I got a lot of things to do in my life. Why don't they start the show?
The show. What's so terrific about the show? A crummy comic and 6 tired chorus babes.
Selena.
Oh, the new snake dance?
I saw the photos when Charlie booked her. She dances in a filmy costume with a fake snake. Love it.
Thank you, and good evening, folks. Good evening. It's a privilege to welcome you to the Green Grotto, Liberty City's snappiest recreation center. Tonight, we've got a special treat for you, and here it is.
That guy talks too long.
The Dance of the Surfing Queen by Selena. Joe, the violet spotlight, please. Oompa, music.
Holy smoke, Bobo. Look at her.
Yeah. Why does she waste time with that snake?
Oh, Mother, get my asbestos suit. I'm going to a fire.
Your rolls and butter. You want a drink?
Shut up, Papa. Leave me alone.
Hey, Lefty, you know what time it is?
What a disheroo.
You'll be late for seeing Hickman.
Yeah, let him wait.
Lefty, everything hangs on that.
Look, Bobo, the minute she finishes, go back and tell her to wait for me in the dressing room. Don't let her leave, huh?
Okay.
I'll be back as soon as I finish with Hickman. Look at her, Bobo. I'll see you later.
Well, you're a little early, Lefty.
Oh, it's better than late, isn't it?
Yeah. Sit down.
Look, I'm in a hurry, Hickman.
Aren't you always? That's why I picked you, Lefty, as my right-hand man a year ago. And you've done all right, haven't you?
Not all right enough.
I don't get you, Lefty.
Things have to move faster. I got no time for them.
Impatience is foolish, my boy. Took me 20 years to work up to the head of the organization. Today I control every racket in Liberty City.
Uh-huh. None of them amount to beans except the numbers, and I want a bigger cut.
Greedy, aren't you?
Well, I take all the chances. The runners all know me, not you. I have the policy slips printed and distributed. It's worth more than 1/3.
I could get angry at you, Lefty. But I'm going to try persuasion first, because you're a good man. You know my basic idea. Run a racket like a respectable business. Build confidence among the men. A clear line of promotion for merit. You know you're going to take my place someday. You'll deserve it. Then you'll sit in this hideout office.
All very pretty, Hickman, but 100 years from now we'll be dead. I ain't got time to wait.
I won't give you a bigger cut. That's final.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got something even more final.
A gun. You fool. We all end up in the grave, Lefty. Why hurry to get there?
Selena! All right, hold everything. Selena will be back for the late show, midnight, with an even more daring dance.
Hey, Paolo.
Yes, Mr. Folk.
Hold the next course for a few minutes. I gotta go backstage and see Selena. Mr. Baker wants to talk to her when he gets back.
In their interpretation of Oink Oink, life down on the farm. Here we go.
Hello, honey. I'm Lefty Baker.
Yes, a funny little man named Bobo said you were coming.
I own this joint, you know.
Somebody has to own it. Why not you?
You know, you're terrific.
I'm supposed to be.
Tomorrow morning, your name goes up in lights outside the club.
Good.
I'm going to have 2 dressing rooms made into one and fixed up to knock your eye out.
Good.
I'm going to double your salary.
Good.
In exchange, no guys around you but me.
You move fast, don't you?
I think fast, talk fast, and act fast. I hate molasses. If you don't chew, you order.
Well, see if you can listen as fast as you do everything else. I'm turning you down cold.
Oh, what's the matter?
I like everything about the setup except...
Except what? Come on.
The biggest mistake a girl like me can make is take on guys like you. There's no security in it.
All right, stop talking from left field. Tell me what else you want. You can have it.
Marriage. I thought that'd cool you out. Well, it's been nice knowing you, Lefty.
How long does it take to get married?
You need licenses and things. Wait 2 weeks. After that, maybe 5 minutes.
I'll get everything set tomorrow.
Are you on the level?
Where you staying?
Liberty City Arms Hotel.
All right, I'll pick you up there tomorrow morning at 11. We'll set everything. People get married in church, don't they?
Okay, Lefty. I'll take you up. You just got yourself engaged. On one condition.
All right, don't drag this out. I got an appointment on the other side of town in 10 minutes.
I've been taking care of my father for 4 years, since Mom died. You have to let him live with us.
Was that all? Sure. Oh, I may not get back here to see a second show, but I'll be at your hotel 11 tomorrow morning.
Well.
Attention all Washington Counterspy personnel. This is David Harding's assistant, Harry Peters, speaking. Here's Mr. Harding.
8 days ago, C.J. Hickman, the crime boss of Liberty City, District 11, was found shot to death in his hideaway private office. According to the facts received here in Counterspy Central Analysis, no clues to his murder have been found, though we have our suspicions. First result of the murder is the accession to gang leadership of George Baker, known in the underworld as Hurry Up Lefty. Second result is a grand jury investigation of criminal corruption in Liberty City, and Counterspy aid has been officially requested by the City Council. From tonight on, my assistant Peters and I will be working out of temporary headquarters in Liberty City.
Get a load of this, honey. Private elevator to my penthouse apartment. I had it souped up fast.
Our penthouse apartment.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Well, we only been married 20 minutes. Let me catch my breath, eh?
Well, that thing's too fast for you.
That's why I go for you, sweetheart. You're the fastest thing next to me I ever heard of. Well, top floor. Yep. Like it?
How many rooms?
Oh, 5, 6, I forget. 3 baths, 2 terraces.
Rooms all as big as this one?
The kitchen's kind of small.
Servants?
Yeah, Bobo Falk, the little fat guy that's with me all the time. He's my right-hand man, personal stooge, and cook. Think you made a bum deal, sweetheart?
Put your arms around me, Lefty.
I heard you the first time, baby.
You always hear a dope getting married fast, and they tell you it lasts a lifetime. Why shouldn't smarties like us have the same luck?
Well, me, I live for now. And I got you.
You sure have. Ooh, what's that? Beginning of the second round?
Somebody coming up in the elevator. Bobo, maybe.
Oh, Lefty. I forgot.
What? A husband someplace?
My pappy.
Who?
My father, don't you remember? He's going to live here, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, there's an extra bedroom and bath in the back you can have.
Oh, hiya, Pop. Come on in. Lefty, this is Pop. Pop, this is Lefty.
Hiya, Pop.
Hi. Oh, that elevator come up so fast I'm dizzy.
Oh, Pop, didn't you bring some bags or something?
Bags? Oh, I wasn't sure this was all on the level, so I checked myself at the depot. Any ale in the house, Elsie?
Ale? I don't know. Oh, Pop drinks ale all day long, Lefty.
Well, there's everything out in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'll go find it. What did you say your name is, Elsie?
Mrs. George Baker.
Used to know a linotype operator named Barker. No. Well, I'm awful thirsty. I'll just see about that ale. Call me when you want supper cooked, Elsie.
You bet, Pop.
Oh, what's the matter?
You ought to see your face.
Is that old Crumb really your old man?
Well, he and Mom always said so.
Yeah, but look at you and look at him. Yeah, the way he dresses. Sort of a cowboy felt hat, a shirt but no collar, and a gold collar button showing. Yeah. What's he mean, let him know when you want supper cooked?
He likes to cook. He'll insist on doing all the cooking.
Oh, great. Bobo will love that. Is that what he is, a cook? Short order?
No. Cooking's just for fun. He's a printing compositor. Has been ever since he got out of school. Say, maybe you can find him a job.
What's he need a job for? You just give him all the dough he wants.
No, it'll be better if he works. You can find him something, I bet you.
Yeah. Like a little print shop in the cellar of the Green Grotto Club. Prints all the menus and stuff. Maybe you could take that over.
No, you're sweet, Lefty.
Yeah.
I mean it. I'm not going to do a thing but make you a real home here.
Oh? We got a home, baby. And what are you talking about, doing nothing else? You're going to go right on dancing at the Green Grotto. I want the whole world to know what I got, baby.
This Liberty City setup is trouble, Dave.
They all are, Peters, at first. The worst is it looks easy.
Here we've got a couple of hundred of the policy slips used by the racket, but no luck in tracing them.
You heard yet from all the paper companies?
Well, it narrowed down pretty fast to that jobber in Kansas City, Chief. He sold a carload lot of this paper 5 months ago to a printer in Independence, Missouri. Now, that printer failed, and the paper was sold off at auction. No record of who bought it.
Yeah, but the chances are these policy slips are printed somewhere here in Liberty City.
Well, we've checked every printer, Dave, big and little. There are 27 all told, including the printing plant at the university outside the city. Not one has this particular typeface.
Vogue Bold, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. 8-point and 12-point. And it ought to be easy to trace. You can see that a lot of the characters are defaced.
Well, we can't sit here all night and stew about it, Peter. There's only one possible lead at the moment, the one turned up in our surveillance reports.
The father of Selena, the snake dancer.
Yes, Lefty Baker's father-in-law, Pop Wilbarger. He's a printer by trade. See what that leads to, Peter.
You're listening to the case of the foolish father on Counterspy. The American economic system has always preserved the basic freedoms of the individual. The freedom to work in the place of his choice, the freedom to bargain collectively, to contract his own affairs, to own property, start an enterprise, profit from his inventiveness and his investments. These freedoms are, in fact, basic to our economic system itself. Since 1910, we have more than doubled the output of each of us for every hour we work. In the same period, we have increased our supply of machine power 4.5 times. Since 1910, we have also increased our annual income. Yet in the same period, we have reduced our working time. Remember, our unrivaled production of goods and services goes hand in hand with the preservation of our basic freedoms. Our system may have its faults. We still have a lot to do to make it bring us all the things we want. But despite these faults, it has brought more benefits to more people than any other system. So at all times, work to protect and to strengthen our American economic system. And now, back to Counterspy.
From the slot machines, Lefty, 16,481.20.
Check.
From the laundry concessions and linen service and all the hotels and restaurants, 6,791 cents.
Check. Should be more. Those guys are slow.
Yeah. Hey, ain't it time for us to go home?
I'll eat upstairs in the club tonight, Bobo. You too.
You got a fight with the missus already?
No, only can't go home to eat no more. It's Pop.
Oh.
He cooks, you know.
Yeah, I know. All right. He run me out of the kitchen practically.
Yeah, he loves to cook, he says, and he cooks dinner every night. Only 3 times a week he cooks the same thing, and it gets me.
The same thing?
Yeah, shepherd's pie.
For dessert? So skip dessert?
No, shepherd's pie is no dessert. It's the main thing when you have it. It's got meat and vegetables and kind of a crust on top.
Yeah? Hey, that could be good.
Yeah, once a year maybe, but not 3 times a week. Yeah, I hope giving that old moocher a job running our printing plant down here to keep him out of the house, but no. Well, let's go up and get a steak, huh?
Yeah. Oh, why don't you throw him out?
I promised the baby. Come on, let's not hang around, Dennis. Just a second. Yeah.
Hello, sweetie.
Oh, baby. How are you?
Sweetie, if you hurry, we can have something to eat together.
Well, honey, I told you I can't stand any more of that
I know. But Pop's not fixing dinner tonight. He's going out to meet a new pal of his.
Huh? He's got a pal?
Be glad, sweetie. How fast can you get here?
You know me, baby.
Here I go, Dave. I'll check with you later at the office by phone.
What are you calling yourself, by the way?
Harry Peterson. Occupation printer's helper. Union card and all.
Where are you meeting Pop Wilbarger?
In Samson's Delicatessen for a sandwich and some ale. When he got talking the other day there, he said he might have a job for me. Well, maybe he was only talking, but we'll see. Well, Pops, nice little print shop you got here.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
Well, seeing as you just hired me to help you, how about let's get going?
Will you look at this?
Oh, menu for the Green Grotto upstairs. Some prices, huh?
This face type I'm talking about. Caslon, old style. Why, we used to use that on the Tacoma Star News when I was a boy.
Yeah, it does look old-fashioned.
I'm going to change it.
To what? What other types you got here, Pop?
Some fella's been running the shop. Pretty careless. I don't know what there is. Let's look.
You bet. Some cases here. All handset stuff.
Yeah. Looks like old monotype stuff. Cheltenham.
Well, that's no good for smart menus, Pop. Cheltenham's corny.
Yep. Let's keep looking.
A lot of old stuff ought to be melded up.
How you on hand something, Peterson? Ever do any?
Plenty. I can handle a Ludlow, too. No linotype, though.
My eyes, you know. I'm not so young anymore. Well, maybe you'll reset this menu if we can find a decent typeface.
Hey, Pop.
What?
Here's a typeface that looks possible.
What?
It's Vogue Bold, 8-point and 12-point. It looks okay, huh, Pop?
Vogue. In good shape, is it? No eyes, you know.
No reason why it shouldn't be in good shape, is there? And say...
Yeah?
Back here in the dark. And there must be at least 2 tons of paper. Can we use that?
Lefty, he owns all this. He said stick to the regular menu paper, the heavy stuff.
Well, maybe so, Pop, but we want to do a real smart job for the nightclub, don't we? And Lefty will be happy when he sees it. So give me that menu copy and I'll go to work. These will be the most surprising menus Lefty ever saw.
Sweetie, I have to admit it. I like Bobo's cooking better than Pop's.
He's a character, your old man.
Oh, I don't know.
That gold collar button of his always sitting in the kitchen slopping up ale.
Yeah, I'll tell you a secret. He says his eyes are getting weak. Actually, he's boozy half the time and he can't see straight.
Well, let the old gig have some fun.
You know, you're different tonight, Lefty.
Oh, me? Never.
You ate your food as if you had a little time for it. And you're sitting still. You're not looking at your wristwatch every 2 minutes.
Well, I'm a happy guy, that's right. And you did it, baby.
In a month? I'll go on.
No, honest, you make me forget everything else.
Lefty, this grand jury investigation going on with counterspies, are they after you? Well, then...
Now, don't you worry your little sconce about it, huh? What's the matter? You worried you wind up broke?
I'm worried about you, sweetie.
All right, then you forget it. I'm too fast for anybody.
Oh.
What's the matter?
Look at the time. I'm due at the club for the first show.
Oh, okay, baby. You get your duds. Bobo and I'll be waiting for you downstairs in the car. I think I'll take in the show tonight.
You take it in every night.
Well, I gotta keep an eye on my good luck, John. Come on, you better hustle.
Dave. Hello, Dave.
Yes, Peters, what's up?
I can't explain now. I just ducked out of the print shop to a phone booth. Can you come to the Green Grotto for dinner?
Of course. You expect something?
I've taken a wild chance, and it may lead to a blow-off. Now, when you get there, keep your eyes on Lefty Baker, especially when he sees the newly printed menu.
Good evening, and welcome to the Green Grotto, and another evening of fun and frivol in Liberty City's gay spot. Yes, sirree. Well, we start off our all-star floor show with a little girl who's captured every heart in the city, the beautiful, exotic charmer in her dance of the Serpent Queen, Salida!
say, Bobo? Wow. Yeah. Mine. All mine. Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Baker. Dinner as usual?
No hurry tonight, Paulo.
Okay, Mr. Baker. I leave 2 menus with you.
Okay, Paulo. Look at it, Bobo. It's murder. Plain murder. I'll say it is. Lefty, look at this menu. That pipe down, will you? I'm not ready to order. Lefty, look at this menu. Yeah, so? So you like the paper it's printed on? Yeah, sure, it's the same. Hey. And how do you like the type it's printed with? Oh, for the love of it. Well, come over the old sauce. Nothing has yet, something better. Yeah, maybe he's down in a print shop. You go keep Selena company till I get back. I'm going down and take real good care of Pop.
Hey, Pop. I brought back some more ale.
That's the stuff. Sit down, boy. Nothing I like better than sitting around a print shop. Gas.
Here's yours.
Ah, thanks. Now. Reminds me of one of Jim Bates out in the old Mountain Valley Press. Oh, yeah. He could set more type and drink more ale than any journeyman printer in the country. Yes, sir. Never pie a line or spill a drop. It's funny, I don't know why I'm yawning. Nerves, I guess.
Could be.
Peterson, you like shepherd pie?
I never had any, I don't think, Pop.
Yes, sir. He could drink more ale and set more type than any printer in the country. Jim Bates could. Has hunks of meat in it, and any kind of meat. What if he got lying around?
Shepherd's pie.
And he'd never pie a line, no, sir. Of course, potatoes and vegetables, anything that's lying around. Different every time, see? Only always the same. I'll make you some.
There's more ale, Pop.
Hey, Pop, did you print up these new... Who are you, Jack?
Peterson's the name, Mr. Baker. Mr. Wilbarger's helper.
Helper since when?
Since tonight, Mr. Baker. Did we do anything wrong?
Somebody did. I told this old goat not to touch anything in the shop but what he needed for menus and table cards. He used the wrong paper and the wrong type.
Well, I know they're the same as the policy slips printed down there.
Policy slips? What do you know about policy slips? Come on, spill it, wise guy. What's your rank?
I just wanted you and me to have a talk.
We're having it with a gun in my hand, so talk fast.
Well, like you say, Mr. Baker, I've got an angle. I want to tie up with a smart guy like you. You wouldn't want me unless I did something smart, so I conned Pop into hiring me.
You're not smart after all, Peterson, because you did something that can wipe out my whole racket. That's why you and the old South here going to get it.
Lefty.
What? Selena, for the love of Mike.
She got the whole story out of me, Lefty.
What are you going to do to Pop? You were going to kill him, weren't you?
Oh, gee, honey.
Yes, he was, Selena.
Lefty, you crummy crook.
Ah, honey, I took the old bum out because you asked me. That don't give him the right to louse up my whole racket. Bobo, take her out of here.
Yes, sure, Lefty.
Oh, will you touch me and I'll claw you wide open.
Hey, geez, Lefty!
Go on, you sap. You're scared of a dame.
Let's see you do it, Lefty. Why don't you give her what you gave your old boss, Hickman?
Shut up.
Lefty, I draw the line at murder. Pop and me are getting out of here. Come on, Pop, wake up. This is no place for us. Oh!
All right, everybody stand where they are. That shot went into the floor just as a warning. Now, everybody...
Grab his gun, Peters. I've got it covered.
Got it, Chief. Got some handcuffs for Lefty.
Hey, well, what are you guys, cops or what?
United States Counterspy. You and your boss are both under arrest on suspicion of murder.
Murder? I didn't kill Hickman. He done it. Lefty done it.
Shut up, you crummy heel.
We'll take them all in, Peters.
Hold everything, boys.
Yes, miss. What is it?
I had no part in Lefty's racket. I was just looking for a roof over me and Pop. And we had it for a while. All I want now is plenty of publicity. I think I'll look pretty good on page 1.
It's a nice wife you got, Lefty. Drop dead.
Come on, Pop. Hey, Pop. Ollie, hit the deck.
Well, sir, anytime you want shepherd's pie.
Look at me, doctor. Will you? My shoulder's bleeding.
You bet, Lefty. A doctor and the penitentiary. The way you like everything. On the double.
Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday, same time, same station, to Counterspy. Listen on Thursday for the exciting Case of the Coral Key.
Suddenly in Europe, inferior counterfeit United States money appeared, a plot to damage confidence in the dollar. But the solution lay not in Europe, but off the Keys of Florida, in a strange murder and an even stranger fishing trip. Listen on Thursday to Case of the Coral Key on Counterspy. Tonight's Counterspy program originated in New York, was directed by Leonard L. Bass, dramatized by Paul Milton, and featured Don McLaughlin and Mandel Kramer. Counterspy is a Phillips H. Lord production. This is ABC, the American broadcast.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Counterspy.
Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy. Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy.
Harding, Counterspy, calling Washington.
United States Counterspies, especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad.
These Counterspy reports to the American people are brought to you each Friday night. Tonight, Case of the Foreign Fires.
There it is. Defense Department Storage Depot number 3.
The gate's about 100 yards from this corner, isn't it?
Yes. Drive right up to it. See if the sentry's awake.
No challenge. Looks like he's asleep.
Who guards there? Shouldn't jump to conclusions. Captain Taylor, Lieutenant Bryant, Inspector General's office.
Advance and be recognized.
You stay at the wheel, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir.
All right, Sentry.
May I see your AGO card, sir?
Yeah, here it is. I'll pass it through the gate. We're spot checking security measures for the IG's office.
Yes, sir. Your AGO card.
Thank you, Corporal. All right, Lieutenant, drive in. Well, security at this entrance is in good shape.
Thank you, sir.
There's another sentry at the south gate, isn't there?
Yes.
Well, we'll see how alert he is when we come on him from the rear.
You'll find Corporal Billings.
Nice work, Lieutenant. Out like a light. Yeah.
All right, load him in the back of the Jeep. We'll take care of the other sentry and then get down to the real business of the evening. That does it, Lieutenant.
Cut it, Mike, before you start thinking you're really brass. Hey, you dragged those 2 sentries in here. What's the idea? When this warehouse goes up in smoke, they go up too. And there's nobody around to identify us. I don't like it, Mike. Murder ain't part of this. Stop crying, Kenny. That's part of our deal. To put a torch to the joint and leave no witnesses. Or don't you want to get paid off? Yeah. I want to get paid off. Okay, then. Your stuff all set?
Yeah, it's all set. I'll touch off this waste. It'll smolder for about 15 minutes and then reach the gasoline. In 20 minutes, this whole joint will be in flames.
Good enough. We'll be far enough away by then. All right, touch it off and let's beat it.
Right.
All right, let's go.
Department of Defense to Counterspy Headquarters. Request immediate investigation of fire in our storage depot number 3, Hagerstown, Maryland. Fire consumes stockpile raw materials for defense. Therefore, request this investigation be given personal attention of David Harding, Counterspy Chief.
Will Mr. Peters in the Counterspy Statistical Department please report to Mr. Harding immediately? Will Mr. Peters in the Counterspy...
Yes, Mr. Harding?
This teletype just came in from the Defense Department, Peters.
Hmm?
The raw material was cinchona bark.
Cinchona? So they make quinine out of it?
Yes. Building up a big stockpile of it. This fire may have destroyed a third of our entire supply.
Any more details than this, Chief?
No, not right now. That's why I want you to go up there and take personal charge for me.
Will do.
Now, our Baltimore field office has already been notified they'll have a mobile laboratory and agents on the scene by the time you get there.
Good.
And, Peters, I want your investigation to be thorough and send me complete reports. From the sparse details we've gotten so far, it's barely possible this fire may be of accidental origin.
But not likely, hmm?
No. Not when we know how valuable quinine would be in the event of any armed conflict in the East or the Near East. No, Peters, I'll lay odds you'll find evidence of sabotage.
What is this, Lieutenant? An all-day march?
Will you cut that lieutenant stuff, Mike?
Hey, now, Kenny boy. You shouldn't talk to a captain like that.
Some captain.
I thought I looked pretty in a uniform. What are you pacing for, Kenny boy? Sit down and relax.
I don't feel like relaxing. This place gives me the creeps.
You're a big boy, Kenny. Don't be afraid of an empty house, even if it is supposed to be haunted.
That's very funny, but just how long are we going to have to hang around here?
Till Gregor shows up and pays off.
Yeah, real bright deal of yours. We don't know a thing about him. Supposing he don't show.
I know all about him, Kenny. He just thinks I don't. He'll show, and he'll pay off. And then a couple of months from now, he'll pay some more.
You going to put the squeeze on him?
Why not? He's got plenty of dough behind him.
I got a doubt.
And in his line of business, he can't squawk at a squeeze. They shoot spies.
And hang murderers. Count me out. I just want the payoff. You can do your whistling act solo.
You? Passing up easy change?
Now, look. It stopped being easy when we left those soldiers in the warehouse. I never should have let you...
Take a look, Kenny.
Gregor and that tomato of his, Irene.
Yeah? She can climb in my cell at any time.
Okay, Mike, okay. You take the tomato, I'll take the lettuce. Long green bills. Let's get this payoff over with fast and wash out the deal, huh?
Well, then let the man in, Kenny.
Oh, Gregor, Irene. How do you do? Kenneth?
Michael. Hi, Gregor.
That hi in front of Gregor always sounds so incongruous.
I'll take English lessons. You want to teach me?
It might be interesting.
Irene, let's cut the chatter and get down to business, huh?
That's what I like. The direct American approach.
You owe us 5 G's. Pay off and we'll wind this up.
G's?
He means thousands, Gregor.
Of dollars, Gregor.
Oh, of course, Michael.
What about the other projects, shall we say?
Well, let's settle this.
Wait a minute, Mike. What other projects?
Didn't you discuss them with your partner, Michael?
Shut up, Kenny. I'll talk to you later.
You'll talk now. Were you cooking up a deal with this character for more jobs?
He was. We had in mind several projects, the first of which was a rubber stockpile I would be most happy to see vanish.
As far as I'm concerned, this was strictly a one-shot deal that I'm sorry I ever got into.
May I ask why, Kenneth?
Sure. Sabotage. I didn't like the smell of it from the start, but Mike talked me into it for a past $5,000.
Don't tell me you're suddenly becoming patriotic, Kenneth.
Yeah. Maybe that's it, huh?
Perhaps that's why you did not fulfill your part of the agreement.
We did the job.
Wait a minute, Kenny. Now, look, Gregor. We burned the joint down. Don't try to pull a fast shuffle on us.
True, but both sentries were to be eliminated.
They were.
Not according to this newspaper bulletin.
Yeah, read it. No fatalities occurring from the fire have as yet been reported, though the 2 sentries on duty were severely burned.
What? That's what it says.
Well, they must have come to before the fire got a good start, that's all.
I'm greatly disappointed, Michael. I had always gotten the impression from American films that your type of man was thorough about these things.
Okay, so we're not knock the price down.
Yeah, but let's wash this up now fast.
I'm afraid it's not as simple as that.
Gregor.
I'll handle this, Irene.
What do you mean, not simple?
The sentries could identify you both. And you, in turn, could identify us. Not a happy situation.
Listen, Gregor.
I think you'd better listen, Michael.
Oh, gun.
You can't pull anything like this.
I pull nothing, Michael. You have merely handled your job inefficiently. Therefore, you must be liquidated.
Gregor, I would like to leave.
This will only take a minute, Irene.
Why, you dirty spy. I'll get you for this.
Your friend Kenneth was impetuous, Michael. Are you?
You double-crosser.
So true.
All right, get it over with. Shoot.
No, Michael. I have a better use for you than I have for your helper. Turn around.
What for?
No questions. Turn.
What comes next?
This.
Gregor,
Later, Irene. I will need your help to carry this one out to our car. He will play a big part in our plans for a really impressive bit of sabotage.
Mr. Harding. Where are you, Chief?
In here, Peters. Shaving.
Oh. Stepping out for the night?
No, I've been here in the office all day waiting to hear from you. Thought I'd save some time by shaving now.
All right, I'll wait till you finish.
Oh, go ahead. Talk while I shave. I'm almost through.
Well, Chief, there's no doubt the fire was sabotage.
Yes, I gathered that from the news flash about the sentries there. How are they?
Suffering from shock and second-degree burns.
Yeah? Couldn't question them?
Little. One of them said he could identify the men who did it, and that's when the doctor ushered me out of the room.
When will be able to question them more thoroughly?
Well, the doc said probably tomorrow, day after at the latest.
Oh, good.
The best part about it, Chief, is this. We've got a clear set of fingerprints on one of the arsonists.
Fingerprints? Where?
On the leather-tied belt the sentries wear on guard duty. The sentries apparently were dragged into the warehouse by those belts.
Oh, that's great.
I'll get that, Chief. Our fingerprint section's classifying the prints now. We may get an identification out of it.
Oh, I hope so.
Hello? Yes, this is Mr. Harding's office. No, this is not Mr. Harding speaking. Just a moment. For you, Chief. A female.
Well, I'll be right there.
What's she look like, Chief? Or is it a secret?
Stop trying to be a comic. Give me that phone.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Is this Mr. David Harding?
It is.
You would perhaps like to know something about the fire in the defense warehouse in Maryland.
Why, of course. Who is this?
I will meet you if you can guarantee me protection.
If you've got anything to tell us, you'll be protected to the full extent of our ability.
Very well, then. I will come to your headquarters.
When? How will we know you?
What is it, there?
Wait.
I will be there in half an hour, wearing a camel's hair coat and black tam.
Yes?
Meet me at the entrance to your headquarters. And when I am safely in your custody, I will tell you not only about the fire, but about plans that are being made for even greater sabotage against our country.
Back to Counterspy in a moment. It is urgent that all of us give full and continued attention to the problem of employing workers with physical handicaps. Employing physically handicapped workers makes them self-supporting, saves public funds, increases the number of taxpayers, boosts production, and benefits your community. Prejudice and lack of correct information are the greatest obstacles to employment of workers who are handicapped, but who are otherwise fully equipped to do a good job in business and industry. The injured or crippled, whether disabled by birth, accident, or disease, should be encouraged to get in touch with their state divisions of vocational rehabilitation or with the Veterans Administration if their disability took place before July 26, 1947, in connection with service and in the armed forces. Those ready and trained for work should be urged to register with the state employment offices. Employers should also be reminded to use these facilities. For further information, write Vice Admiral Ross T. McIntyre, Room 1136, United States Department of Labor, Washington 25, D.C. And now, back to Counterspy.
You sure she said half an hour, Mr. Harding?
That's what I heard, Peter.
It's almost 40 minutes since the call and no camel's hair coat and black tan yet.
Well, we'll just have to wait.
There's a cab stopping now, Chief.
Well, that could be... That's her.
Look at her. She's weaving.
Come on, Peter.
Chief, that car coming up behind the cab.
Hey, what's going on here? Peters, take the car. I'll get the girl.
Miss.
Peters, come here.
My shots went wide, Chief, but I got the license number and make of the car.
Get it right up to our radio communications room and out to the Washington Police patrol cars.
Right.
And call our medical section. Tell them to send a stretcher out here. This girl's been hit bad.
To all Washington police cars from Counterspy headquarters, be on alert for black Packard sedan, Montana license number 891-72-13. Occupants armed and dangerous. If car spotted, notify Counterspy headquarters immediately. That is all.
How is she, Doctor? Is it serious?
Well, not the wounds. It's just a flesh wound in the arm. The bullet went clear through, and her side was creased by a bullet.
I see. Well, can I talk to her?
I'm afraid not. The effects of shock. She's in a state of trauma, almost like a drug sleep.
When can I talk to her?
Well, when she comes out of shock.
Any idea when that'll be?
10 minutes, 10 hours.
Oh, great. Will you mind standing by until she does come out of the shock? I'll want to talk to her immediately. You better check the fact that I can.
I'll be standing by, Mr. Harding.
Do you want to move her, or will she be all right in that couch in my office?
Oh, better to let her remain where she is.
All right, whatever you say.
How is she, Chief?
Unconscious for the moment. Anything on that car?
Excuse me, Mr. Harding. I'll go in and keep an eye on her.
Right, Doctor. Let me know the minute I can talk to her.
Yes, sir.
Now, what about the car, Peter?
No trace of it, Chief. But there was a report just a few minutes ago of a car accident on the banks of the Potomac.
Oh?
A black sedan went into the river. I'm having it raised now, and I'll bet it's our baby. Empty.
Did you check on the Montana license?
Yes. I called our field office in Montana. They'll wake the clerk of the Motor Vehicle Bureau and get to us as soon as possible.
Good. What about the bullets?
We found the 3 of them on the steps to our headquarters, Chief. The laboratory's got them now. Meanwhile, we got an unexpected break.
Yeah, what?
When that car drove away, it went through a puddle of water. And we've got a beautiful set of photos of the tire tracks.
Good.
I've put them through the regular routine. We'll have agents checking them as soon as we raise that car from the river.
That's fine, Peters. Now, any report on the fingerprints on that sentry's belt?
Not yet, Chief. I'll check that right away.
Okay. But first, Peters, let's take out some insurance on the girl.
How?
There are a bunch of reporters in the lobby very anxious to know what this is all about. Tell them the whole story, but embellish one fact. Tell them the girl was fatally wounded.
Okay, Chief.
Now, you keep me posted on the results you get from the bullets and the tire tracks. I'll stick here. I want to talk to that girl the minute she regains consciousness.
Well, Mr. Harding. Chief.
Oh, Peter.
Fine thing. While I'm running my feet off chasing lab reports.
Never mind, Peter. This job, you have to catch your sleep while you can.
That sounds good.
Besides, that's why it's good to be the boss. Oh, what time is it?
That's more like the reason. It's almost 2 a.m.
2? Well, that girl's been unconscious for almost 3 hours.
Just about.
Hope she comes around soon. Oh, what have you got?
Well, the prints on the sentry's belt belong to a guy we've got in our files.
American?
Yes. Michael Deacon. Small-time arsonist. I've already put out a pickup on him.
Good. What about the license?
We drew a blank there. That Montana license belongs to a Miss Abigail Buffington, whose own car and license at the moment are in her garage in Montana, while she's probably trying to get back to the sound sleep our agent woke her from.
Yeah, a phony plate, huh?
Mm-hmm. And nothing on the tire tracks yet, either.
And the bullets?
Now, there's something that...
Mr. Harding? Oh, hello, Peters.
Hello, Doc.
The girl's conscious, Doctor?
Yes, no trace of shock. Splendid recovery. She could go home right now if she had to, with just a fresh dressing on that flesh wound in her arm.
Well, then I can talk to her.
For as long as you want.
Before you do, Chief, take a look at this report on the bullets.
I see. Very interesting. Doctor.
Yes, Mr. Harding.
Get me a complete medical report on the shooting as soon as you can, will you?
Certainly, sir.
You stick out here, Peters. I may need you.
Right, Chief.
Well, how are you now, Miss Waters?
Oh, Mr. Harding?
Yes.
You know my name?
From the cards in your purse.
Of course. Listen, Mr. Harding, I must tell you immediately about the fire in Maryland.
We know about it, Miss Waters, the fact that it was sabotaged.
Yes, but do you know there is another such incident planned for tonight?
What? Where?
At a rubber depot in Purdy, Virginia.
Go on. Peters.
Yes, Chief.
Get this. Continue, Miss Waters.
Well, it's the Defense Department rubber stockpile in Purdy, Virginia. It is to be set fire to tonight by a man named Gregor Markov.
All right, Peters. Get busy on notifying Purdy.
Right away, Chief.
Now, Miss Waters.
Oh, please, Mr. Harding, before you continue, could I ask a favor?
And what is it?
Would it be possible for you to tell the papers that I'm dead? The shooting, it would be so good that way I could live without fear.
It has already been done, Miss Waters.
Oh, wonderful. Now I have much to tell you.
Well, yes, go on.
Well, as you may have gathered, I am not American, though I am a naturalized citizen.
Yeah.
I came to this country in 1936 at the height of the Depression.
I can guess part of the story. You became involved in quite a few causes and activities, huh?
Yes, I'm sorry to say...
That depot in Purdy, it's already ablaze. They're fighting the fire now.
What?
But it can't be. It was for tonight.
Well, it's now 2 o'clock in the morning, Miss Waters.
I've been unconscious that long?
Yes. Now, Peters, get out there right away. Take charge of the investigation.
All right, Chief.
Now, Miss Waters, go right ahead.
Mr. Harding, I suddenly feel very weak. Could we continue this later?
You have more to tell me.
Much. Many names and people you would not imagine would betray this country, but my strength is not up to it now.
Well, you can rest right here.
I would rather my own apartment.
Your own apartment?
It is one that I've kept for myself. They don't know it. If you could only put a guard on it.
Well, all right, Miss Waters. I'll have one of our agents escort you home, and we'll have an agent watching your apartment every second you're there.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Harding.
Do you know how to use a gun?
A little, but I haven't got one.
Well, I'll give you one, just for added insurance.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Harding.
I'll be around to see you in the morning. We'll pick up this conversation then.
All right, Mr. Harding. I'm sure that what I have to tell you will hold many surprises for you.
I'm sure it will, Miss Waters. Now, just rest here, and I'll send for an agent in a car to take you home.
Thank you, Mr. Crandall.
That's all right, Miss Waters.
You will be at my door all night.
Well, that's the job Mr. Harding gave me. Don't worry, I'll be here.
That is good to know. Good night.
Good night.
Hello, Eileen.
Oh. Gregor, you had plenty of time?
More than enough. How did your part go?
Perfectly. There's a counterspy outside the door now guarding me.
Wonderful. I'll be perfectly safe in here then.
Yes. The depot is destroyed?
I'm afraid not completely, but that's unimportant. The main item is for you to gain the confidence of the counterspies.
What about Michael's body?
In the depot, burned beyond recognition. But my rings, watch, and identification are all on him.
Well, that will confirm my story about you.
Should be the first step in getting you into the confidence of the counterspies.
Yes, but I'll have to have more to tell Mr. Harding when he comes here in the morning.
There will be plenty to tell. Here's a list of names of people who have aided us in the past. You can betray them.
They will do some talking themselves.
They can tell nothing of value. The important thing is to get you firmly into Counterspy headquarters. Then we will be able to learn much of value to us.
I hope so, Gregor.
How's your arm, my dear?
Throbs a bit, but otherwise all right. It was fortunate we made the 2 wounds before I left for the Counterspy headquarters. At least it allowed us to control the seriousness of the injuries.
It was almost a mistake, Irene. I noticed you staggering when you left the cab. If you had collapsed before I had a chance to fire...
I didn't. But I am ready to collapse now, so let me retire. I would like to be fresh for the fairy tales I must tell Mr. Harding in the morning. Mr. Harding.
Good morning, Miss Waters. Okay, Crandall, you can go home and get some shut-eye now. I'll take over.
Thank you, Mr. Harding.
Oh, come in.
Tell me, how do you feel this morning?
Excellent, but the fire in Purdy, was the rubber depot a total loss?
Not quite, but I'd like to show you something.
Yes?
This ring and this watch. Have you ever seen them before?
Yes. They are Gregor Markov's. Where did you get them?
From a body found in the fire.
Gregor's dead?
The way we reconstruct it, he set fire to the depot. He started to leave, and he must have slipped on some oil slick. He was knocked out. That was it. Fracture of the skull.
Gregor dead. Wonderful. Now, Mr. Harding, I can speak without fear.
Except for the fact that the body wasn't Gregor's.
What?
There were enough fingerprints to identify him as one Michael Deacon.
I don't understand.
And the gentleman had been dead for at least 3 hours before the fire started, so he couldn't have set it off. Which makes me think, Miss Waters, that your quick acceptance of Markov's death is a little too convenient.
Stay where you are, Mr. Harding. Don't forget you gave me this gun yourself.
Now we're out in the open, huh?
Quite. Gregor.
I heard, Irene.
So, this is Gregor Markov.
Yes, Mr. Harding. It's a shame your American methods of crime deduction are so efficient.
A beautiful scheme to gain the confidence of a counterspy. With you in this apartment, we'd have been guarding the very man we'd be searching for. It's too bad. It's a total loss.
Not a total loss, Mr. Harding.
Oh?
At least from this we can salvage your death, which will be quite a blow to America's counter-espionage forces.
You think you'll escape?
Perhaps not. But it's a good bargain. Our lives for yours. Sorry, Mr. Harding.
Stay where you are, both of you.
All right, Peters. Just keep them covered. You've got 3 more shots, Miss Waters. Why not use them? They're blanks, too.
Blank?
What is this?
Another example of American methods of crime deduction, Markov. Miss Waters, you were under suspicion from the moment you left our headquarters last night.
But why? I said nothing.
No, but your wounds did, as well as the bullets that were fired at you.
Our laboratory report showed that the bullets never entered your body. No traces of blood or flesh.
And the wound in your arm was parallel to the ground, not at an angle, as it would have been if you'd been shot climbing the steps of Counterspy headquarters. That's why we decided to give you that gun and see how far you'd carry this.
Better not move. This gun isn't loaded with blanks.
Just move them in one direction, Peters. Out. We'll really show them the efficiency of our American methods in dealing with spies and saboteurs.
Tune in every Friday, same time, same station, to Counterspy. Listen next Friday for the exciting Case of the Curious Conspiracy.
When certain short-sighted individuals took a long chance to obtain scarce war materials, Your counterspies had to adopt very unusual methods of investigation. The full facts will be released next Friday in Case of the Curious Conspiracy on Counterspy. Tonight's Counterspy program originated in New York, was directed by Leonard L. Bass, dramatized by Palmer Thompson, and featured Don McLaughlin and Mandel Kramer. Counterspy is produced by Phillips H. Lord.
Three chimes mean good times on NBC. Tomorrow night, Dennis Day joins the battle against hoarding with some merry and nearly disastrous results. Judy Canova discovers 500 shares of supposedly worthless stock, which almost turn her into a millionaire. But millionaire or not, she's the same lovable Judy. The chimes tomorrow mean the Dennis Day Show and the Judy Canova